like a homeless man's Brett Favre, miniature size. He is going to make some wow plays. He is going to make some what are you doing mistakes and throwing across his body. He is the wows and yikes we've talked about all year. America, this should be an epic, but it won't be. 31-13.
31-13.
Kansas City.
Wow.
And to be fair, I did not call for a blowout against Baltimore. I called for a 6-point game. And against Buffalo, I said 34-24, and it did 27-24 thanks to a fumble at the goal line. So I have not been calling for blowouts throughout this postseason. Kansas City has been getting acclimated to tough postseason opponents, and now they get a breather. Kansas City had to go from Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson, and now they're down to Brock Purdy. This would be like if in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you had King Hippo, then you beat Mike Tyson, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait, before you win, Soda Popinski's coming through. You're like, well, that's easy. I just beat Tyson.
It's a video game from 20 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years, really closer to 40 years ago, but the audience gets it.
What is up, my Ramilia fans of the Los Angeles Rams? Thank you for being patient. And also, you guys are not Ram fans. Thank you. I was trying to set up the damn clips, and we went to grab something to eat, so I moved it to 10:30. And then I oh shoot, I forgot to load my backgrounds. So it's Super Bowl show. It's one Sleep Till Super Bowl. My Niner fan brothers are we'll call them that. Stoked, and I don't blame you. We're all just having fun about our teams, back and forth. And my guy David Corona, I see, came in. It's exciting time, man. Exciting time. Your team is in the Super Bowl, and I can't wait. And thank you guys for waiting for me. I'm sorry. I got off of work today. We went to go grab something to eat. My lady was with my grandson, and everything. Time goes so fast, but thank you guys. I got a great show for you guys. Looking forward to the game. Lot of stuff going on. Me and Rambo are going back and forth, and it's fun. I haven't been this week. There hasn't been a lot of news. The big story: Kobe Turner, Puka Nacua, and TORRY HOLT all got snubbed. The NFL. And listen, these awards are becoming a way for the NFL to, and this is my opinion, promote certain teams, right? To give an idea, a guy who is deserving made the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Patrick Willis, right? One of the all-time great linebackers. The guy was a beast. There's nothing wrong with him making the Hall of Fame, okay? So hear me with that. There's another guy that was pretty good. Now, Patrick Willis, his career was cut short. He got all those All-Pros, and deserving so. One of the better players. He got hurt. His career was cut short, okay? But he still deserves to be, I agree with he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best. The other guy who needs to be in there as well and should have been in there is London Fletcher. If you look at his stats, they mirror Ray Lewis. He's got one Super Bowl. Ray Lewis, I think, has two. But Ray Lewis has the other hardware as far as like all pros, or not hardware, but accolades, more Pro Bowls. It's just one of those things where certain guys, and rightly so, that they're more charismatic, like a Ray Lewis and than .com. But .com, if you look at the stats, they're mirrored of each other. He should have been there already. Another guy that comes to mind. Now, picture this. Forget that guys are not Ram fans. Ram fans, OG Ram fans will know this too. Henry Ellard, wide receiver Henry Ellard. In the last 10 years, 12, 15 years, it's a pass-happy league, A lot of guys have gotten up and down the all-time list of wide receivers. When Henry Ellard retired, he was he was second or third all time in receiving excuse me. He was second or third in receiving yards behind Jerry Rice and I think James Lofton, whoever was number 2. I think he was third. No, so I think he was third. He was behind 2 other guys. He was third, right? Flashback all these years later, you got Torrey Holt and all these guys needing. It's a logjam at wide receiver. He's still not in the Hall of Fame. Are you serious? A guy that was third all time in receiving yards, didn't play on great teams, played on a couple of really good teams, a few good Washington teams offensively, made the Pro Bowl when he left the Rams. Over 1,200, 1,100 yards as a Washington, I'll just say it, Redskin team at that time known as, and he deserved to be there. But now there's a logjam at wide receiver, and you got Devin Hester making it, not Torrey Holt. What? Are you serious? All the greatest show on turf guys: Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Orlando Pace, Kurt Warner. They're already in there. Seriously? You're going to keep Torrey Holt out? Are you seriously going to do that? Yes, I guess they did, because they did, and he's waiting again. To give you an idea, and again, all these guys are deserving. Don't get me wrong. Devin Hester, the other wide receiver, his name escapes me, but he made it as well before Torrey Holt. He played 2 years longer than Torrey Holt and has like 800 yards more, but still Torrey Holt was part of the greatest show on turf. Rams teams, was instrumental in that Super Bowl as a rookie, mind you. And he was known as Big Game Torrey Holt. And the other guy reminds me is Jack Youngblood. Everyone knows about Jack Youngblood, OG guys, played the Super Bowl and most of the NFC Championship game with a broken fibula. And one of the all-time top 5, top 8 in sacks all time. John Wayne in cleats, they called him. He didn't get in right away. It took him like maybe 3 times, I think it was. And then you got a guy like Howie Long, who's very similar to Jack Youngblood, but he had the Super Bowl. And, Al Davis and all that stuff with the Raiders and stuff. And he made it right away. Like, are you serious? You're going to make Jack Youngblood wait, but Howie Long gets in there. So, and then Steven Jackson's still not there. He deserves, the original beast mode. Guys were making business decisions. He was one of the best running backs to play. He deserves to be there. The all-time Rams, quote unquote, rushing leader, not Marshall Faulk, not Eric Dickerson, not Wendell Tyler, whoever it is. It's Steven Jackson, whoever you want to mention. It's just crazy. I'm just tired of the popularity contest, To give you an idea, again, Matthew Stafford made the Pro Bowl this year, right? Had an okay season, had a really good season. I'll just say it that way. But Cooper Kupp wasn't there. We had a lull in some of the offenses, at times. Kyren Williams finally got in there, but he had a really good season, and then he took off at the end. The Super Bowl year, he didn't make the Pro Bowl. 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, was killing it. Didn't make the Pro Bowl. The popularity contest is stupid, and so I don't take this seriously with that stuff anymore, but it irritates me. Guys always get snubbed, but are you really going to snub Colby Turner is the guy who I'm alluding to. Colby Turner had better stats across the board than anyone. Jalen Carter, the guy who won it, Will Anderson Jr., better stats across the board, sacks, tackles, assisted tackles, everything was better. That because of where he was drafted, they snubbed him. Are you serious? And guess what? He's a Texan. So was CJ Stroud, which he deserves it. He's a quarterback. But if you're going to have a quarterback and a wide receiver, 2 different positions, and you had an all-time great season like Puka Nacua did, guess what? Olroys, because you don't just should not automatically give it to a quarterback when you have a wide receiver that broke the all-time records in catches and yards and receiving, and also his jerseys in Canton already for the 5-game streak. Olroys, don't just give it to the quarterback. Stop with that crap. And so, I'm just annoyed with that stuff. It doesn't mean anything, it's not a team thing, but these guys deserve it. Colby Turner didn't make the Pro Bowl. He should have been in the Pro Bowl. The guy who's not even mentioned is Steve Avila already from day one of the best left guards in football, top 5. It's just ridiculous what the NFL is doing. They're trying to promote certain guys. But yeah, Patrick Willis deserves it. Don't get me wrong. But London Flesher has been there since I think 2014 or 15, waiting it's stupid. Let's get into the chat. I'm off my soapbox. Jacques 42 says, "Yo, Rudy, bang bang, Chiefs gang, let's go." Love it. Cali Rican says, "49ers Empire are on a mission." We'll see, man. Good luck to you. We'll see, brother. We'll see. And like I said before, a lot of people think Rudy's gonna melt down if the Niners win. No, I'll be irritated and I wouldn't like it, but you deserve it, man. It's hard to win a Super Bowl. Take it from me. We've lost 2 of them. We won 2 and lost 2. Damn you, Tom Brady. And excuse my French. David Chrono, let's go 49ers. Get this win to Super Bowl. Let go 49ers. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Props to you, David Chrono. Props to you, brother. And your pops. Rest in peace. My guy, CarCast 49ers podcast. Yo, what's up, CarCast? Appreciate you. How's everybody doing today? Doing great, CarCast. And also, too, CarCast is a younger fella, good guy, good 49er fan. So be nice. He's a minor, so be nice to him. My guy, Tracy Morgan. How you doing, Tracy? Sorry for being late, man. Sorry about that, Tracy. Evening, Rudy chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. There's my guy, Stockton. 60 more hours to deal with the Niners nonsense. It's over soon, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys can see on it was kind of choppy on my side. You gotta love StreamYard. I've told you guys before. I cut that clip together and I posted on Twitter just to get at my guy Rambo and Nick Wright. I mean, if it was my team, I'd get irritated with him too, but he's funny, man. He called Brock Purdy a homeless he called Brock Purdy a homeless Brett Favre miniaturized. Oh man. And but yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff from my guy Nick Wright. Tracy says, that's what you think, Stockton. Stockton 1994 will live on in infamy. Stockton says, will the Winers' 3rd Super Bowl gag job? Rombo said they won't ever hear from Rudy. That's funny. Just like if the Niners win, that's good that they won finally. Good. But yeah, I'll still be here. I still am looking forward to the Rams holding that Lombardi in 2026 at Levi Stadium. I'm not going nowhere. Calcast says, "Are you dropping a link?" That's a good idea. Maybe I'll if you guys want to come in and we talk about it, that's cool. And also too, this show was going to be on earlier, so I reached out to a couple of Raider content creators by the name of Samoan Raider or Raider Samoan. I can't remember. I think it's Samoan Raider. Good content creator. I kind of saw him and seems like a good guy. Maybe he didn't see it. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. I wanted him to come on here and see what he thinks about this Super Bowl. Who is he picking? Stuff like that. And how do Raider fans feel about the rivals from the Bay, where they used to be in Oakland, the Niners possibly holding the Lombardi at their home stadium, or even worse, maybe the Kansas City Chiefs holding the Lombardi at their stadium. What's the idea, or what's the word in Vegas with the Raider fans, stuff like that. And the other guy was Mikey Raider, little funny guy, a good content creator too. He didn't get back to me, so I'm like, whatever, man. I didn't get back. I mean, it was this week, so I didn't. I should have did it 2 weeks in advance. I didn't get the idea till this week coming up, so maybe not enough time. But they probably didn't want to talk about it. Who knows? Tracy says, "Why am I watching the Mike Tyson Punch-Out clip and thinking that song Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe?" Guerrero Martinez, how you doing, brother? Boo! Our Rams straight got snubbed. It sucks, man. It does sucks. Simon says, "What has Raul said lately? He said you've been hiding and will vanish soon. Can't wait to for him to feel another loss." it's funny that Rombo says that I am. Okay, let me just show you guys something. This doesn't matter to me what anybody says, but hold on. So Rombo likes to say that I'm not around. The Niners in the Super Bowl, but I'm on social media and I've been having lives. This week I didn't have very many. I didn't have any at all. I was hoping to get these content creators, and hold on. Let me just show you guys real quick. Let's see. Do. All right, here we go. So, if you guys can see the screen, somebody already highlighted my chat. So I sent this to Rombo 10 hours ago. That clip that you guys watched with the Mike Tyson punch out. And I've sent him stuff all along. But yet I am and you see his name down there, Rombo Sports. I cut that clip together, sent it to him, and yet I'm missing.
Thanks to a fumble at the goal line. So I have not been calling for blowouts throughout this post.
It is what it is. He's gonna say whatever. But yeah, no, I've been around. But props to Rombo. He's got to do what he has to do. Gabriel says, "What's up, Ramley?" Yes, indeed. How you doing, brother? Michael says, "Can't believe the Super Bowl game today. Hope the 49ers played good and win." Yes, indeed. It is 11 o'clock, not midnight. Stock is too much. Tracy's a good guy. Tracy's honorary 49ers honorary Ram fan. That's right. Andre Johnson. Thank you, Tracy. I'll say this. I'm not sure about Andre Johnson going to the Hall of Fame. That could have been a spot for someone else. I'll say this, Tracy. His stats are very good, right? I don't have a problem with the guys that got in. But TORRY HOLT, part of the greatest show on turf. Isaac Bruce is there. Kurt Warner's there. Orlando Pick Up the Pace is there. Marshall Faulk is there. And this guy's left out in the cold still? Like, really? And their stats are similar, right? Okay, if you have to keep a guy out, how about Devin Hester, who basically got in because he's a kick returner, right? Let him wait. So that's what I'm saying. I don't have any problem with the guys that made it. Like Patrick Willis deserves it. Patrick Willis deserves it. Tracy says Hester was okay, not Johnson, though. I don't have any problem with who they pick. It is what it is, It's a hard game. His stats are pretty good. But to keep TORRY HOLT out again, like, wow, man, seriously? And then Henry Eller, like I said, when Henry Eller retired, he was like third all-time in receiving yards before these pass happy, before there was a TORRY HOLT there, before there was a Isaac Bruce. And Isaac Bruce already made it before Henry Eller. It's stupid, man. I just keep looking at it like, well, I don't know how he's going to get it now because it's a logjam already. Garrett says, when the F is a big game, Hope getting in, man, ridiculous. He has been the best his entire career and keep doing him dirty. Exactly right. Gabriel says they're letting all the younger class in now. It's just sad. Exactly right. Stockman says, F the Pro Bowl. It's just popularity contest. Yeah, man, it's stupid the way they do it. And also, too, welcome back, our guy Kershaw. And then, so let me know in my banner on the bottom, what are you guys in the chat going to be grubbing for Super Bowl? Where are you guys going to watch it? Who's your picks for the game? What are you guys going to be eating? I'm going to be doing nachos and pizza, maybe chicken. I was going to go over a buddy's house, but I decided I'm going to stay home with my lady and just chill here, watch it at home, and we'll see what happens with that. But let me know what you guys are going to be eating. This guy has the right idea. Check this out. This is all over social media. Hola, compa. Wonder what he's going to be doing. If you can't tell, it looks like a bunch of cases of Modelo beer. Oh, and then props to our guy, Aaron Donald, 8 sacks, 84 pressure, 60 hurries. Defensive grade 90.9, 91.5 pressure grade. The guy is amazing still. Aaron Donald. He is coming back next year. He hasn't officially announced, but from all directions with Kobe, he basically took this year, balled his ass out, took the young guys under his wing, guys like Kobe Turner, guys like Byron Young, Ernest Jones took the next step. They balled out, man. And he saw Puka Nacua, they balled out, and he saw what this team can be. So he'll be back. And then props to this is awesome. The Rams rings. You saw that. Hold on, let me show you the clip. Let me get this in my background as well. That big spear, man, the Vegas spear is something else, dude. It is amazing, that Vegas spear. Let me show you. They showed all the rings, and that shit is badass, man. Look at that ring. Woo! There it is, baby. That's badass, the way they can do that. There's the real McCoy, baby. There it is. I love it, man. That's amazing. Amazing, amazing that they can do that. Love that, love that, love that. See, Gabriel says, if only I wish the Super Bowl could end in a tie. That's what I'd hope for this one. Ha ha. I didn't want to see other teams go after we lost. I'm not even excited for it. Yeah. I was hoping that the darn Packers and the Lions were going to take care of business. They couldn't finish it. And I'm torn. Like Stockton was telling me, forget them. They weren't easy on us. I'm like, I don't want to rule. We go back and forth about the Niners. We don't want them to win. I got a couple of buddies that are Niner fans, and I'm like, let them enjoy their teams in the Super Bowl. Let them enjoy it, man. Because I remember how I felt when we were there for the first time in the McVay era. And but yeah, he's right though. It's just keep going. Jim Everett says, call all rewards QB rewards. Yep, that's exactly right. Michael says, NFL Pro Bowl joke. They need to go back the old way, play tackle football, not flag football. Yep, I agree, man. My IG's nuts. Agree at Stockton. F woke America. Michael says, I love the old school Pro Bowl. Yeah, man. Stockton says, let's get the weak ass Super Bowl over with. Exactly right. Jim Everett says, Steve Avila, first team All Pro. Yes, indeed. Jim Everett says, Purdy drops 24 points versus elite teams. Let's Spygate. Yes, indeed. Spygate. Spygate, man. Even with Spygate, we would have played that Patriots team 10 times. We would have beat them 9. Rams were robbed. Yep. Let me get some clips for you guys. Let's see. Oh, darn it, I played the wrong one. Okay, well, anyway, I'm getting hyped up for this game. Let me show you why. I got some videos. I say I played the wrong one because one of them was too long. For StreamYard, it's too long. Let me play it for you. Here we go. The Chiefs mean business at the pre-ceremony for the Super Bowl. And I love Travis Kelce and Mahomes, my homeboy, egging on the Niner fans. Check this out. Check the screen out.
About this Chiefs group, what makes this group a potential Super Bowl champion team?
Yeah, we've dealt with a ton of adversity this season, dealt with a ton of challenges, and we're here. We're playing a great 49ers team, but we're going to go out there, play our best football, and see what happens. I appreciate it, Niners Nation. We're here.
Oh, Niners fans, he's calling you out. Well, y'all get to do the talking that matters. Happens for 60.
Isaiah, explain your running style and how this is a catalyst for this Kansas City Chiefs offense.
Chiefs. Y'all know what it is. Taking it day by day, being consistent, leaning on one another, going through adversity. We all we got, we all we need. Determined mindset.
Oh, the running backs in the building. Talk about this season and how you've had to adjust your game to get right here again, Travis.
I'll tell you what, man. I leaned on my teammates more than I ever have, and it's been absolute. Y'all are firing me up, making me want to play right now, baby. Woo! I love the boos more than I love the cheers, baby. Keep them coming, Niners gang. Keep them coming. I'll tell you what, man. I rally around the guys around me, man. We've had a lot of ups and downs this year, and it's only made us stronger and that much more willing to fight for each other. And I'll tell you what, I love this group, and I want this one more than I ever wanted one in my life.
So there it is. And, I'm getting ready. I want to play right now. I love that. And I got a comment from my guy, Michael, man. Damn, you're going to take my edge off, man. God bless you, though. Michael says, let's go 49ers. Let's win it for my dad who passed away February 23rd, 2021, who was a big 49er fan. Man, I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry for your loss. Rest in peace to your pops. If they do win, I'll be happy for him. And you, hopefully he'd be seeing it. I'm very sorry for that, man. This is just sports, but that's the most important thing is your pops. And may he rest in peace. And that would be nice if they were to win for your dad, so props to you on that. Jim Harris says, Purdy stats versus elite teams, not so elite. He has 24-point drop off. Stockton says, Michael, rest in peace to pops. But Stockton's too much, but yeah, that's about right. Rest in peace to your pops, and your pops would get a smile out of that too, I'm sure, because he loves his Niners, and stuff makes us laugh about our rival team. But yeah, man, the main thing is rest in peace to your pops, man. I'm sorry about that. My dad passed away. Okay, so my stepdad is my dad. He raised us, was always there for us. My biological father passed away a few years ago as well, so I'm sorry about that. But yes, indeed, baby. Jamar says 1994 VHS highlights chance for Niners, just embarrassing for now. Trey says, I wouldn't think you'd go anywhere if the Niners win. No, I won't go anywhere because I'm here for the Rams. I make fun of the Niners. Why would I go anywhere? And I still hit up, because the Rams are going to be getting better. Brock Purdy's going to be getting paid if he's still there. The teams will, the teams always change positions as far as their window at Super Bowl. It's not going to make. The Niners. And when the Seahawks were winning, I was still around. We just didn't have a channel. Always will be there. It's just his way of ribbing me. And but yes, indeed. And I don't know if you guys felt the earthquake the other day. Here's our guy, our gal Joy, when the earthquake was going on. Check out the guys in the studio too.
Brady got 7. So to get up into that air, you need this to be in the conversation of a dynasty. We are experiencing an earthquake. Is that what that was? Yes, this is an earthquake. That's what's happening. You are an absolute dynasty, and you are on the path to catching Tom Brady legitimately.
Hey, that was legit, right?
George Tate.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. That's my gal, Joy. And but yeah, and you know what too? There was a thing with Matthew Stafford's wife, because they're not from California normally. They're here now. I'm going back. I'd rather have tornadoes. She was saying something like, "No, we're scared of tornadoes here." So she got a little. I messaged her on her Instagram. She said, she had a little place where you can. What do you guys think? And I go, honestly, I've been here all my life, basically. Usually they last 2 to 3 seconds, and they're not that often. And but we're scared of tornadoes here. And but yes, indeed. But it's the Super Bowl. It was a hell of a year by Puka Nacua, and guys can't get enough of them. When I say guys, I mean the media, I should say. The media can't get enough of our guy Puka Nacua. He's a star. He's amazing. He's been interviewed by everybody, and here he is here, that infectious smile, the Energizer bunny that he is, the Energizer ram that he is. Here he is with our guys, in the media. Everybody can't get enough of Puka Nacua.
Puka, are you ever not smiling? Kyle Brandt was on Good Morning Football Monday after the Pro Bowl. Like, he had his son there. He had a picture of you and his son on the field. It was cool in Orlando, flag football and all this. And he made a point that at no point over the weekend were you not smiling just like this. And Puka, I never saw you in Thousand Oaks or in Irvine or in anywhere the Rams went this year. And you didn't look just like this.
I'm having such a blast. I'm blessed to be where I'm at, and I enjoy being around the people that I've been around, and it's been so fun, especially at the Pro Bowl. I was fangirling the whole time, so I was like, oh man, it was the opportunity to meet all of these guys I've been watching for a long time. All these guys have been balling, so I had a smile on my face because I felt like the little 5-year-old Puka who was watching football was screaming inside.
Look.
Puka Nacua. Raider fans got the triple pen. And what is up with the Raider fan? The Raider field gate. So they let the hated, and props to them. They let the hated Kansas City Chiefs use their training facility in their nice indoor field, right? And they gave the Niners, which I got a kick out of, and I tweeted that to Rambo. But remember, I disappear. It's only fitting that maybe the NFL doesn't think as much of the Niners as you do, Rambo, and something like that. They let you have UNFL's dirty field. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. Jim Harris says 49ers got very lucky they didn't lose to the Packers. Yeah, man, the chinny chin boy. Those teams, those young teams, they couldn't finish it. And so this is going to be us on Sunday. The Kansas City, Los Angeles Rams. The one time that we will root for an AFC team. And we'll see what happens. Jim Harris says Tracy Purdy has 24 drop-off of his elite team's Chiefs defense, best in the NFL. The Chiefs now, they're missing one of their, I think it's their right guard, I think. One of their offensive linemen, unfortunate. Omenahu, was that his name? Pass rusher, they got him in the free agency. That's going to be tough. So they're overcoming some stuff, but Mahomes, man, you don't bet against Mahomes. Marcus, great game. Mike Tyson's punch out for it. I got the original one, Michael. Mike Tyson's punch out. Yes, indeed. Girl says, that's what I was saying, Stucken. They got to be hella mad. Mike Tyson punch out, late 80s, amazing times. Yes, indeed, man. I still remember it. I still have it over there in the living room. Tracy says the run defense sucks, and they get their corners get flagged all the time. There's my guy Danny Barry, Sports Highlights. Yo, what's up, brother? Jim Everett says if you want to watch greatness, watch Jim Everett the Great. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What Tracy with blasphemy? Is that why his Rams team sucked? All right, here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Also, too, there's some birthdays. Todd Light's birthday was the other day. I posted on my community page. Kobe Durant's birthday was also the same day. And then a few days before that, it was our guy, Glock 9, Matthew Stafford. And here he is. I think he's at his kid's school with Rampage for his birthday. And they wish him a happy birthday. He was there to read books to the elementary kids, a Ram book, a little comic book type of deal. And his little beautiful little daughters, cute little daughters were there. Check this out. Happy birthday, Matthew Stafford, Glock 9. Yes, indeed. They're so cute, his little daughters. All right, let's see. You know, let me put the link in so we get some people in if you guys want to come in. We can get in here. If you guys want to call in link. Call in link. There we go. If you guys want to call, who are you going to call? Remedia Sports. All right. Douglas says, Tracy, the Rams run defense was better than the Niners run defense. Learn the game. Oh, shots fired. Yeah, so there was a thing about the Niners defense that because they've been playing from, teams are playing from behind, they're playing from behind, that the Niners defense wasn't that great. They had good stats because they really couldn't run now. They're one-dimensional. That's what you want to do to win. And so now when they face teams like the Lions and the Packers that could actually run good teams, they don't fall behind. There was an issue. Chase Young was being lazy, loafing around. You had guys in the secondary loafing around, and crazy. And Jim Everett says, Tracy, you just listed your Jim Everett, the great autograph. You just lost your Jim Everett, the great autograph. You stick with Deacon Duck Purdy Noodle Arm. So I says $16K for a Super Bowl ticket. It's crazy, man. Jim Everett says, I'm going to a Rams bar. Love that, man. Love that. Michael says, I'm doing pizza, hot wings, and cheese and crackers. Love it, man. Yeah, pizza's always good, man. Years ago, I bought these 3 warmers. It has the water and you heat it up. The little dish thing, the little pan thing. I'm going to put my nacho cheese in there with the meat and beans. And be having nachos ready to go, baby, and some pizza. It's going to be good. I can't wait. Jim Everett says, Aaron Donald did that against triple teams. Yeah, man. Aaron Donald's a real freaking deal, man. Oh, this is my guy, Fernando. What's up, Fernie?
What's up, Rudy? How you guys doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Just working the late shift today, man.
Oh.
Listening to the media on the predictions.
Yeah. So what do you think for tomorrow, man? Who you got? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, you already know what I'm going to say, but it should be a close game, though. I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
I'm honestly just not impressed with the Niners defense this year. Their defense was like their focal point this year, but actually their offense has been a lot better than the defense. And as far as where the Chiefs used to be more dominant on offense, they took a step back, and but their defense is playing a lot better, man. Like, they're probably the best defense in the league right now.
It's crazy how the team switched places in a couple of years. They played in the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs had Cheetah,
right?
Mostly offense and an okay defense, and some good players though sprinkled in there. And then now they're mostly a better defense, and Mahomes has to. They don't have big playability right now unless somebody breaks free. They're more of a ball control type offense with some splash here and there because Mahomes scrambles, and then the Niners are their strength is offense instead of defense. Even though they still have a good defense, don't get me wrong, but before you would think of the Niners as the defense, and now they have with McCaffrey made the difference. McCaffrey is I would say like another 8 to 10 points difference in the offense. So it's going to be crazy, man. But it's when you have Andy Reid and Mahomes together, and Travis Kelce, man, they're tough, man. They're tough. I don't know, because to me, the Niners are so loaded, and they got a lot of pressure on them, man. Oh, I think you. Let me add you back. Hold on. Didn't notice. There we go. Sorry. To me, the Niners have a lot of pressure. The kid quarterback has to not turn the ball over. It's going to be an interesting game, man. I lost you again, darn it. So come back if you're able to. But it's going to be an interesting game, man. I'm picking the Chiefs to win. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout like Nick Wright says. Okay, I got you back. Yeah, Nick Wright said it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I think
we'll see.
I think it's gonna. We'll be able to tell it or dictate about the game like in the first couple of drives, and I think it's just gonna come down to the Chiefs' defense. If Spagnuolo can stop the 49ers offense, because I think honestly, like, who's the weakest link on both sides of the team? I would probably say the defense coordinator, Steve Wilkes, probably not up to the task. I think he might be under pressure. You know.
Yeah,
it's the same players. They've had the same players, and when they had Saleh and D'Amico Ryan, their defense were playing a lot better. And Wilkes stepped in, and it kind of took a step back. You know.
It was weird how they forced him to go to the sideline to the field. They're like, "Get your ass down to the field." When he was in the booth when they were struggling, and all of a sudden they started playing better. And,
I'm sure playing on the field, he could see a little bit better and relay the message to the players a lot faster. But you know, or like, what do you think? What do you think is going to be keys to victories, or like stuff to look at? You know, on both sides of the ball for each team.
I think if the Niners are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They can't start out slow like they did against the Packers and the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta put some points up early to show that everything's okay. Because you know how Brock Purdy has struggled in the early parts of the two games.
Right.
And when I say struggle, the offense goes 1 and 2, 3 out. You know, misses some hits, some throws here and there. If they come out and they score a touchdown on the first drive, now the Niners might be in business to for the long haul. But Mahomes, man, you can't keep him around. You gotta cut his head off. You gotta get a big lead on him. Because but the Niners with Christian McCaffrey, if they can't stop Christian McCaffrey, that might be your ace in the hole. That might be the Niners' ace in the hole. Because you know, it's easier just to hand the ball off instead of have to, you know, hit somebody with defenders all around you. So, but I don't know, man. Andy Reid with 2 weeks to prepare, and Mahomes is so smart. His football IQ, and then his talent, man. It's going to be tough. So I think the keys to victory is whoever doesn't turn the ball over at the horrible time, like. You know, like when give you an idea, like when the Ravens were going to score, and the down ball,
I think
got knocked away.
I think the Chiefs are going to come out with a game plan primarily for Debo and CMC
to hinder them.
They got a lot of weapons, but I think primarily it's going to be trying to shut those two down. Because you've seen what happens when those two guys are shut down or Debo's not in the game, they've lost the games.
And see, that's where Steve Spagnuolo. It's funny because Steve, we used to call him Steve Spazzola because he was a Rams head coach in St. Louis, and he was horrible. You know how like some guys are just offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators. They try to get a head coaching job and they suck, and then they come back. That was him. He was a horrible head coach with us. And then, but that's what they want is like, I think you're right. I think they're going to try to hinder Debo and CMC as much as they can, make Brock Purdy beat them. And they're banking on, we're going to get home we want them to be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 11. You know, then we can.
Because their games are, most of their game plans are definitely set up around those two. Yeah, you know, I don't think they might have maybe a kid or you're even a youth, like, you know, being like the they get their touches, you know what I'm saying? But it's primarily the game plans are built around CMC and Devo, and I don't think that's going to change. Kyle Shanahan doesn't look like he's that type of guy that, like, you know, you've seen him make those adjustments. He just kind of goes with what he made that game plan for, and that's it. And he's like, this better work. But as far as them beating the Chiefs, I think just kind of they might have to suffocate Mahomes, kind of like they did to Baltimore, you know? Just make him do off throws and try not to let him run outside the pocket, you know?
Yeah. It's going to be such a good game. I realize how far I am away in the chat.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys.
And they're definitely gonna make sure they're not gonna let Purdy run either, because now they saw, like, you know, he should have saved those for the Super Bowl. But I guess, I mean, the NFC Championship was on the line too. But now they know he'll scramble, you know.
Yeah, that made the difference. And so and you know, like I said before, Brock Purdy is basically who we thought John Wolford was going to be, our backup quarterback.
Right.
A guy that has some moxie, that uses his legs because he's a young guy, can make some timely throws in the system. And except John Wolford kind of sucked. Our backup quarterback. We thought he would give us that, you know, when we even started him over Goff, when Goff was struggling and he had that pin in his thumb, the surgery. And but yeah, the kid is learning, you know. He's just a young quarterback. He can still go either way, because, you know, Jared Goff, when he got with McVay was basically teaching him along the way. You know, that a lot was said about the 15-second clock in the helmet, that McVay can say, look for this or look for that, and look over here, then look over there, you know, 15 seconds before they hike the ball. And so a lot was said that, you know, hey, he has that advantage, but he wasn't able to take the next step. We thought he was going to be our quarterback for the next 10, 12 years.
Right.
And then we started to lose games because of Goff. And so who knows? Brock Purdy looks great now. Who knows, once they have to pay him and they start losing players, guys retire, it's a little tougher. Maybe he gets banged up. Who knows what the future holds? Because we thought that Jared Goff was our quarterback for the next 10, 12 years. And he stopped. He was at a certain plateau. He didn't get us over the hump, you know. And so we had to get Stafford, and I'm glad we did. But it sucks because you'd rather have a younger quarterback that can do the job. But you never know, because look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton was all world, and all of a sudden he had some injuries, and he was a different quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell the future, man.
And Purdy's running right now because he hasn't got hit. Like, once they hit him, he'll probably think twice about running, because he's more, you know, he's good in the pocket. You know, I think the Niners, you know, struggled getting him, to be honest.
Yeah. And well, there's, I mean, sometimes it's lucky. It's better to be lucky than good. Because look at all those draft picks they gave for Trey Lance, right? And that just didn't work out. And luckily they picked up this kid.
Yeah, right.
Because, I mean, imagine if they didn't, you know, and they had to start Sam Darnold. You know, but sometimes the Rams let Kurt Warner, when we had Trent Green, they left Trent Warner unprotected. When the Jaguars and the expansion teams, they left him unprotected, and they could have got him, but nobody knew who he was. So he ended up coming back, and then Trent Green got hurt, and the rest is history. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
So what's your prediction? What do you for tomorrow's game?
Well, I think that the Kansas City Chiefs, because they have Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, and they have a pretty good defense, and they're more. I'm going to say it this way: they're more. Besides those things, they're more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, because because the Niners, let's
battle tested.
right. Let's be real. They have, to me, they have the better talent on both sides of the field, right? They have
Who's
the
that?
better.
The Niners?
Yeah, the Niners have the better players on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. But for me, I wasn't impressed with Kansas City, but then you start looking them down the stretch, they started playing really good and started beating like the top teams, like a hard. I think they had to go through a harder stretch than the Niners did. They had to go
Yeah.
to Baltimore. They had to go to the Bills.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They had they lost some like games to the Raiders, and who else
Yeah.
did they lose to? But I mean, just to
yeah.
just to see the Niners struggle with the Packers. I know it's not the same thing. We're like, well, if they beat this team, we should be able to beat them. But I'm just looking at stats too. Like, read the Chiefs have never lost to the Niners in regular or postseason. And
that's
for
crazy.
me, I mean, if I'm looking at it like that, I'm looking at Reed as like, like in Star Wars, he's the like the master Jedi still, and he got the better him, Spags and Mahomes, like.
Yeah.
And I used to always like bet against them too, like I didn't want them to win, but like every time, like they seem to pull it off. He has that Brady factor,
Yeah, and that's what I mean by battle tested, because the AFC was the better conference this year, right? And the Bengals, unfortunately, Burrow got hurt, but yeah, they beat the Bills, and they beat supposed to be the number one team, the Ravens, and
Right.
And it was supposed to be an off year for the Kansas City Chiefs. They were the third team, but yeah, here they are. And then the Niners, they beat the Eagles, but the Eagles aren't the same team as last year.
Oh no,
the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're wilting flowers. So the only teams that they had a fair matchup with was against the AFC North teams, and they lost to all of them.
Yeah,
they lost to the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Browns.
That's what I was gonna say. All their losses really came from the AFC side, and they lost to us too. But they're gonna say, "Oh, it didn't matter," blah blah blah. Whatever. That's not the debate. But they lost to all the AFC teams that were, how do you say, kind of like measured to them, like
even an even playing field.
Yeah, dude, they lost when they played against the Browns to the XFL quarterback. What's his name? PJ.
Yeah, PJ. Yeah.
So just things like that, and I just, for me, I'm not so confident in Wilkes' game plan.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna crumble. Like, I think he's just not gonna have an answer, because if the Chiefs get ahead, what kind of defense are they gonna try to play?
Yeah.
After that.
That's the key, man, because if the Chiefs get out to a lead now, and you have to start throwing more, man, but I'll say this though.
And the Chiefs have their kicker's money. Moody, I don't know, if it.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about him.
If it falls on him, or for him to I don't know,
I forgot about it. Yeah, Moody. Shit.
The media's not really talking about the kicker. They're kind of like keeping that like, hey, but their kicker is a little shaky,
Yeah. You know what, too? I'm gonna. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Extra layups, man, like those 1-pointers that'll kill you. Look what happened. Look what happened with us, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this too, because like this is what I would use when the Rams were when the Rams would play good teams, and they're when the all-in year 2021 and 2018. It's good when you play teams that you might face in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs, because you get film on them. So even though the Niners lost to those three teams And against the Ravens, they had all those turnovers. Normally the Niners don't have that many turnovers, but sometimes it's good to play them, and then maybe a different result in the next game when you play them.
Right.
So that's still good too, because if it was the Rams, and we're like shit, we lost we got our ass kicked, or we lost to them in the regular season. Well, no good, because we got to see what they like to do and what we can do and we can't do. And now we have a different game plan, so it can work both ways,
One thing I've noticed is Kansas City has changed the way they played, right? They've changed their defense and their offense, while the 49ers haven't really changed their approach on how they run the offense and the defense. So that could be kind of like not in favor for them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's up, David?
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? You ready for tomorrow?
You know it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I was trying to get I told you guys earlier, I was trying to get a Raider content creator in here today. Earlier, I was going to come in earlier.
Yeah.
And they didn't see it, or they just didn't want to bother, because I wanted to ask them, from a Raider fan, one of their rivals going to be holding up the Lombardi at their stadium regardless. I wanted to ask them that and who they thought might win. What is their feelings? Would they rather have the Chiefs win or the Niners that used to be in the Bay with them in Oakland on their home field?
You know what? I talked to a Raider fan this morning on another stream, and they're saying they want the Niners to win because they don't want the Chiefs to win it in their own stadium in the
I guess it's kind of like
rival.
I guess it's kind of like, let's say the Chargers we're going to win at SoFi, and the Niners were playing. We'd probably I won't know. I guess that's not true then for us, because we wouldn't want the Niners to win either way. So you said they'd rather have the Chiefs win?
No, the Niners.
Oh, the Niners. Oh, yeah. So that would, so they rather have the Niners win than their conference, their division rival. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So like, we would rather have the Chargers win if it was the other way around for us instead of the Niners.
Imagine the Chargers and the Rams, same stadium, same Super Bowl. That'd be crazy, bro.
Now with Harbaugh, you see that he got and hell of a hire, by the way. I didn't think they could pull it off. Bowman as their linebacker coach.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And see, I look at it differently. I like that they did that, because that'll give McVay and Snead and all them a little push in the ass to make the Rams get better faster.
Yeah.
So I like that. Competition is good. I don't care. Like when we lost to you guys in 2021, all those games in a row, and that last game we got up 17-0, and then you guys came back and beat us in overtime. Like shit, what the hell do we got to do? We wanted you guys again.
We getting that ring tomorrow. We getting that ring. We getting it.
Good luck, man. It's going to be tough. You guys got fucking Mahomes. Excuse my language. Mahomes in the damn way. That's like us.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't.
To give you an idea, David. To give you an idea,
like Mahomes to the Niners is like Brady was to the Rams, bro.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, David.
Nah, it's not happening, bro.
This is exactly right. When we got to the Super Bowl 2018, I go, good. We get to fucking, excuse my language, I'm passionate about Tom Brady, damn it. We get to right the ship after he beat us in 2001, the Super Bowl with the Spygate, who knows, whatever, big underdogs. We get to beat him, but Todd Gurley was limping, no Cooper Kupp, and Jared Goff basically played himself out of a job. And he got us, man. And so he was standing in our way for 2 Super Bowls. He stood in our way for 2 Super Bowls. So will Mahomes do the same thing to the Niners? Will he stand in the way for 2 Super Bowls? That's what Tom Brady. That's what we would have 4 Super Bowls, David, if it wasn't for that damn guy.
Hell no.
and Spygate, but you know,
But I blame Mike Martz. I blame Mike Martz because Dick Vermeil was there. He would always rein him in. What are you doing? He was a mad scientist out there.
Who was your quarterback when you guys lost? Oh God, I think if you guys had Cooper, Cup, I think it would have been a little bit more better game for you guys because you guys only scored three points.
David, it was 3-3. Okay, David,
it shouldn't have mattered though without no Cooper Cup. I'm sorry, but even though he wasn't there, they should have won. They still had guys in their primes. They had guys like prime. What's his name? They had Brandon Cooks, Josh Reynolds, Gerald Everett. Like they had too many weapons. The problem was that
Todd Gurley's knee too was acting up.
Yeah, well, that's when they started noticing, like, hey, what's up with this guy? I think that's when his knee started like giving signs that there was something wrong. But
yeah, man.
Arthritis. He's arthritis on the spine, I think.
I feel like that's the worst way for an elite player to go out, man. Like, there's just nothing you can do about it.
Check it out, David. So in that Super Bowl, it was 3-3 going into the fourth quarter. If you would have told me, hey, Rudy, you guys are playing Brady in the Super Bowl, but he only has 3 points in the fourth quarter. Oh, shit, we're blowing him out. It was 3-3.
And they beat you guys 13-3, though.
Yeah, because he was late on a wide open end zone pass. He was late and they knocked it away. He was late twice, and then he missed. And then they held, because we got the call against the Saints, that call in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, you guys should have lost that game.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, see, that's the thing. They didn't call stuff earlier, and then they see the last one. Like they gave Goff a face mask. There was a couple other stuff earlier in the game that could have made a difference, but they didn't call it, and then they didn't call that one. They should have called that one, but they should have called the other ones too.
You guys should have lost against the Saints.
Well, because we got that call in the Super Bowl, they grabbed Brandon Cooks' arm and they didn't give him we would have the ball first and goal on the goal line, and we would have probably scored, and it would have been 10. It would have been 10-10, and or 13-10, whatever it was.
It would have been 13-10.
13-10. But then we got a touchdown, and then they have more pressure. But that Super Bowl was horrible because we didn't have golf. I mean, we didn't have Cup, and
I won 200 on that game.
Gurley. Oh, did you? Gurley was a shadow.
Yeah.
We had to get C.J. Anderson off the scrap heap to help him run the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So Tom Brady.
They even had Brown on that team too. But the backup running back was making all the plays. Gurley was almost, I think, like after the second half, he was.
But honestly,
didn't they miss a field goal too?
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe they did. Maybe I just forgot.
Ooh, the Rams?
Yeah, and that Super Bowl, I think they missed a field goal.
Yeah, they did. They did miss a field goal.
So
that's crazy, man.
We would have been tied too. But
so it would have been 6-3 going to the fourth quarter. You guys up, but he missed a field goal.
Yeah. That was a shitty Super Bowl, man. I was so stoked because I thought, and the defense played good enough to win. Jared Goff just didn't make the throws when we needed it, and he didn't have a security blanket Cup there. But we had enough to win that Super Bowl. We could have won, 19, 16, whatever. Too. Yeah. And that's why I say I blame Mike Martz. We didn't use Marshall Faulk enough, and then they started holding our players. They didn't call nothing.
That's the one. That's when he started getting the nickname Bill Belichick.
They were holding our players, and we would go and right in the 25-yard line or less in their side of the territory. They start grabbing and holding our players, and they wouldn't call it, and then we have to kick field goals, or they'd get a sack and then take us out of field goal range. If they would have given us a couple of calls, we would have scored touchdowns. It would have been over. But that's the way it goes. It sucks though because that was the prime Rams. If that was like the Cowboys or the Niners, you hold Jerry Rice or you hold Emmitt Smith or Michael Irvin coming out of the backfield, they're gonna call that shit. You know, they didn't call that Isaac Bruce, and you know they should have called some of those. But remember that was the Super Bowl. They had the logo of the USA coming off of 9/11 and all that stuff. The Patriots in the Super Bowl, they just got the tuck rule against the Raiders, and yeah, but it was Tom Brady took 2 of our Super Bowls. Damn it!
Did we say any predictions on the score?
For me, I haven't done that. I haven't done that yet. What do you think? What do you think, David? What's the score going to be?
I'm going 34-28 Niners.
Woo, close game.
Yeah,
who's
close
MVP?
Game, man.
Who's MVP?
MVP. I want Christian McCaffrey, but they'll probably give it to Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. Damn, imagine from Mr. Irrelevant to winning Super Bowl and then winning Super Bowl MVP.
Hey, he's gonna get a fat contract after he gets that MVP. He's gonna get a fat contract.
Nah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Imagine if he didn't get hurt last year. We've been talking the same thing back to back.
I don't know if you guys would have. I think if he was healthy last year with that Eagle team, I think they still would have got you guys.
Nah, I don't think so. Hell no.
Because they were tough, man. That Eagle team this year was nothing near what they were last year.
It's crazy how they. I mean, it's like the same thing for us. It's because like once you start losing like your coaching staff, it really changes. It changes like how your team, your whole team operates, man. Like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We lost Eric Henderson, defensive line coach.
Jalen Hurts. What was his scores? Like 354 yards, like 3 touchdown passes, and they still lost to Mahomes, bro. They still lost, and that's how I'm like. And I had money on the Eagles. I was like, nah, they're gonna beat the Chiefs. Sure enough, Chiefs came back.
I had money last year. I went for Kansas City. I won 50, but now it's flipping this year. So,
did you get any Super Bowl pools?
Nah. I just got bets for a couple people.
Okay.
Side bets.
Yeah, side bets.
One of my cousins, they're in a $50 Super Bowl pool. That was a little rich for my blood this year. That was a little rich for my blood this week.
How much?
Yeah,
nice to win.
They had 50, 100, and $20 pulls. I didn't have the money.
I couldn't swing it. This year I was leaving. Hey, anybody have any $10 ones?
$5 one.
Yeah, a buddy of mine gave me a call too. He's like, "Hey, you want to get in the pool?" And I said, "Yeah." How much? I said, "Yeah," without asking how much. And after he's like, "Yeah, just sell me." He's like, "Just sell me $100." I was like, "Just sell you $100?" I was like, "I thought it was gonna be like $20." I was like, "Nah, I'm out."
Yeah.
Yeah, you $100. That's the only one square too.
I remember one year I bought like 6 squares. I think they were $20, right? And there was only like 1 or 2 squares left. And this lady goes, "Yeah, I'll take them both." She fucking won halftime and the end.
Damn, you should have took it.
That's what I was thinking. I should have just bought the other 2 squares.
You missed out.
But you never know though, right? I mean, I could have won with that. Sometimes you just buy one and win. But yeah.
Hey,
John Jay, what's up, brother?
What's up, Rudy?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We've been ready since last week.
Hey, no, he means they've been ready for 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I'm excited for you guys because there's nothing like, having the anxious moments of, damn, I can't wait for the game to start, man. The kickoff and all that stuff, and we'll see what happens, man. Mahomes stands in the way. What do you think, John Jay? What do you think about the game? Do you feel good about it? Are you worried?
Well, as a true 49er fan who actually is outside of San Francisco, I can tell you right now that I want to say this to your audience: the famous Mission District, it was crazy when we beat the Lions. People were having fun. People were celebrating. Over 1,000 people were partying at that neighborhood. That's like where I grew up, and the fans want it. I want it. I'm not going to lie. It's been a long time. But at the same time, I'm also a realistic fan, and I'm always worried. Until that final whistle and the score has the Niners more points than Kansas City. So at the end of the day, I'm happy that we're here. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie, but I'm a true Niner fan, and I tell it how it is. And most 49er fans can't admit it, but hey, Kansas City's a tough test.
John, that's good to hear because I know a bunch of people just started recently buying Niner jerseys coming out of the woodwork.
Not me.
John Jay, and David are real Niner fans, and then and I give and David's pops, rest in peace, was a Ram fan, and
my
your
dad
uncle, right? Or your dad?
Uncle was a Niner fan.
Excuse me. He. Wait. So let me get it right. Which one was a Ram fan again?
My dad.
Your dad, yeah, your dad. But your uncle's the one who passed, right?
Yeah, my uncle passed.
Okay, rest in peace. Okay, I got it
He
wrong.
was a 49ers fan though.
God bless him. Okay, yeah, okay. So your dad's a Ram fan. That's right. Okay, so I got it backwards. Okay, but yeah. Man. But here's what he's saying. You guys are OG Niner fans for a while. Let me show you on this thing here. So the Niners have set a record. Let me get my banner out of the way. Hold on, dang it. Where's the banner? Let me get to it. The Niners have set a record for $25 million in merchandise sales over the last 2 weeks, including 100,000 jerseys sold since the end of the regular season, an NFL record. So that's what he's alluding to. I'll rock with the Niners. So we know that you guys aren't like that, but that's the way it goes. Because before Tom Brady was winning those Super Bowls, honestly, did you ever see any Patriots fans in Southern California? I mean, you really didn't. So that's just what happens. That's why the Rams have to win to reinvigorate the fan base. But before Tom Brady and we're winning those Super Bowls, you'd be lucky to see 2 Patriot fans at sports bars, or around. You wouldn't see it. So now they're everywhere. Tom Brady jerseys everywhere. So, but yeah, man, that's and then check this out.
I was just gonna ask them if they were gonna be drinking while the game's on. I remember for the Super Bowl. Normally, I like to drink in games, but for the Super Bowl, I did not have one ounce of alcohol. I was just too nervous the whole time until they won. That's when I started drinking. I couldn't do it.
I usually don't drink because I want to make sure I see everything good. And when OBJ went down, and we were struggling, and then they gave that touchdown, that face mask on Ramsey touchdown, and I was like, oh man, I was getting pissed.
Yeah. Of course,
I was like, are you serious?
With the lead, we felt good with the lead coming into the halftime, and then as soon as they get the ball, boom. And
I go and nobody saw the face mask. They're gonna let him have that touchdown. Oh man, I was pissed.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of shit that they're not gonna call in this game, man. And it's just how it is, unfortunately.
That's what scares me now in this modern, like besides this Super Bowl, as a Ram fan, when you have a tight game the damn referees can screw it up for you, man, more so than before. Because look at the game against the Lions. They killed Matthew Stafford. He's laying in the turf. We don't get the call. Okay, that's one. And then Puka Nacua, all-world year, they grab him, and then the guy comes and hits him as he's a defensive receiver. Not even that one. We could have kicked the field goal at the 26-yard line and won that game, but the referees scared me, man.
I'm not worried about, like, the holding calls and stuff like that, because any team gets away with it. That's like day and night. But when I see like the quarterback get hit that hard, they're always talking about player safety. The dude was going down, gets hit again, and then he had and then he gets stepped on. How is that not roughing the passer, dude? Like, I just know Mahomes barely gets touched, or they breathe on him. Roughing the passer, man. That's
it's gonna be the same referees from 2019 too.
Shit.
So
I just think they should be for any quarterback, call it fair, man. Like, and if he gets hit hard or in the head or something,
you're back,
man.
Josh.
They're standing right behind. They're right behind you, and they somehow don't see roughing the passer.
Right. Yeah.
To me, forget that it's my quarterback. Forget that I'm a Ram fan. Matthew Stafford has paid his dues. He's not a diva. He doesn't complain. He's been in the NFL for over 12 years. You're not going to give this guy the call. I mean, if anyone deserves a call when his eyes are rolling back and shit, really, like you said, you're supposed to protect all the quarterbacks, but Matthew Stafford's paid his dues, man. If a guy like that can't get a call, what are you doing, right? So that's stupid. I don't care if he's a Ram or not. I would be like, boy, that they should have called that if it was a Ram guy doing it. It would suck that they called it, but it is what it is. The one guy hit him. It was a little late. You could let that one go, and then the second guy got him. Like, really?
The second guy drilled him, dude.
Hey, Rudy, you guys have a good night. But
right,
see you
brother.
next time, man.
Okay,
you guys
man.
have a good night.
Good night, brother. Good luck to you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, brother.
All right, bro. Later.
Bye-bye.
Man, that must have been the nicest 49er I've ever met.
No, he's a good guy, David. Me and him had a bet for the regular season. Yeah. And he's a good dude, and his pop's a Ram fan too. That's what's cool about him too. But he's a good guy. John Jay too. John Jay has a YouTube channel, Ultimate Niners Report, and he's a good dude too. And then if the Niners do win, I do have Fernando, you probably remember our guy. I mentioned him. Corey Davis passed away. He's a Niner fan.
Yeah.
And so if I do have some buddies that are Niner fans, so I would be upset if they won, but I would be happy for him. I just wish he would, if they did win, that he would have made it to see it. But hopefully he's looking down and they see it. So props to him. Hopefully they do win. I'll say it this way: if they win, I'll be happy for him. And it's tough to get to the damn Super Bowl and win it, man. It's one thing to get there.
It's another thing to win it.
It's another thing to win it, man, because I thought the greatest show on turf was going to run off 3 straight Super Bowls. And if it wasn't for Oz Hakeem dropping the damn ball against the Saints, we would have got back-to-back Super Bowls. Because it would have been the greatest show on turf, Rams versus the 2000 Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a hell of a Super Bowl. But no, Oz Hakeem had to drop that ball. We lose, and the Giants end up making the Super Bowl. Wait, is that the Giants? Yeah, I think so. Was it the Giants? Yeah. Or we would have played the Giants.
So I got some questions for you, Rudy. What do you think about Seattle? With their hiring, the way they're.
Oh yeah, I saw that in your thing. They're going to be better, man.
Games. Yeah, man.
They're going to be better. They're going to be better on offense and defense, and a younger blood in there.
Yeah, man. I think they'll probably go with the quarterback, because isn't this Gino's last year with them? It was only a 3-year deal, right?
I think
Something like
so. Let's see. Let's see. He signed it. Doesn't he have 2 more years?
I don't know, but I think they need somebody different there.
Well, I never believed in him. I think he's okay, but to be your franchise quarterback and want to go win with him, that's why in the beginning of the year I said, you know what, the Seahawks have Gino. Gino's Gino. He's okay. He's nothing. As far as with the Rams, he doesn't. I just think that we could always fool him and get him to play bad.
Yeah. What pick do they have in the draft? Earlier than
the Seahawks,
ours, right? Yeah.
I think they have a couple of rounds earlier than us.
Yeah, I could say. I'm pretty sure they'll draft a quarterback, and if they can get a good one, they will. But man, yeah, it should be a good game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than everybody thinks. I've heard it on both sides. Like, some Niners are like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna beat them by like 12." And I don't know. I don't see it happening.
You know what? What's weird is like a lot of Niner fans. They don't realize that the Niners are struggling right now. The defense is struggling against the run. They're not getting a good pass rush. They just had to get a kick in the ass by John Lynch for the effort on some of the players that they weren't playing. Really, you can't get up and play for the full game in the NFC Championship game. They don't realize what's going on right now. There's a little bit of disarray.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs defense is going to be putting a lot of pressure on Purdy. Their front is going to be putting a lot of pressure. Their front's a lot better than Detroit's, so they're going to try to dump it off fast. But I think also the Niners are going to attack the edges. That like I said earlier, I think they're going to attack the edges, and if you can stop that and slow them down a bit, and cause Purdy to try to throw deep field, I think that's going to be the game plan for the Chiefs. But I think
they I can see both. I can see the Niners running with McCaffrey, mixing it up to Kittle, mixing it up to Ayuk, and then the secret weapon, or not secret weapon, but the third cog in the machine is Juwan Jennings. He gets open. He's a pretty good player, and
I think you're gonna see some plays too from Juszczyk. They like to sprinkle those guys in. They sprinkle those guys in when they're in the red zone or when they need a. It's funny because I watch the film, like.
Yeah.
When they need to convert, they'll use those guys because the defense isn't expecting them to get the ball. They're expecting it to go to the playmaker. And that's what I noticed about Kyle in the 49ers. When they need to convert or when they're in the red zone, they're not giving it to the big names. They're giving it to the guys that are under the radar that are going to probably not look that much. And that's how, they convert or they score.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, Rudy.
Check out my background. Oh, yeah, John Jay, you take it on?
Yeah. So
hold on, John Jay. Before you go, let me show you something real quick. So check out this. You guys are going to get a lot of vision of clips, or not clips, but shots of Taylor Swift, right? Check out this cake. This is a cake I saw on social media. Check this out. Hold on. That's a cake.
Wow. Someone has so much time.
What the hell? That's crazy. And then I saw this picture. Hold on. Let me show you real quick, John Jay, before you go. Hold on.
Yeah.
you know, people do stuff with Photoshop and all that stuff. Check this picture out.
Wow, people have so much time. Let me address the Taylor Swift thing. Like, I don't know if any of your audience. I don't know if any of your audience likes Taylor Swift. Again, she's probably a good person. I don't know. Probably, you can sit there and talk. But at the end of the day, I don't like her music. It doesn't appeal to me. So, hey, if the Kansas City fans love Taylor Swift, good for them. And whoever made these funny pictures, again, I'm a very rare 49er fan. You can talk respect, to me, and it doesn't really bother me. I know some 49er fans are a little bit, in their feelings, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to but I love the smoke. Hey, I will say this as a 49er fan. Hey, I want to win. I'm going to be selfish, but the Chiefs are going to really show the 49ers if we're a good team. And if we can beat them, then we earned it. And I'm going to still respect Patrick Mahomes. The guy's 6 consecutive AFC championship games. He's 4-2 in AFC championship.
That's crazy.
And so he's the gatekeeper. If you want a Super Bowl, he's the gatekeeper. You need to get through him. And if we do win, I know a lot of Rams fans are going to be really upset. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. But I came on here earlier because Corona invited me. So I'll talk to you guys. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. Good luck to you, man. And also too, like I said, if the Niners, if it looks like the Niners are going to win, I'll be upset, but I'll be thinking about our guy, Corey Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I would be happy for at least. And also you and Niners sickness and my other buddies that it's hard to win the damn Super Bowl, man. We lose players and coaches, injuries, and you know about injuries with your quarterback. So, but good luck to you, man, and thank you for coming in. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, and one last thing, Corey. Shout out to Corey. Even though he was a Niner fan and you're a Rams fan, Corey had a lot of respect for you. Like, even though both of you had different opinions, that's the good man who Corey was, and he enjoyed talking to other fan bases. So I wanted to let your fans know, hey, we may be from on different teams, but hopefully you guys can at least say if we win, it's for Corey, just for Corey. But
I did a stream in his honor, and he was a great dude. I didn't know him very good, but just from going on his channel, and he was a sweet dude, and I wish I would have met him in person. I didn't know that he was going to be gone this year before the playoffs, but he's in a better place. And if the Niners do win, I'd be upset they're winning, but he would be the first guy that pops in my head. I'd be happy for.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, man, he was a great dude. He was sweet guy, and they don't make him any better than Corey.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Enjoy your show. I'll see everybody.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Well, yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming in. Have a good night, man. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, man. Corey Davis was a good dude. Fernando. Sometimes you can just, when you talk to guys, you can just and see how the mannerisms and see how they talk to other people. You can tell that they're good guys, and that was him. And he's a Niner fan, and he had his channel, and I'd come on there with him, and we talk stuff about the teams, but always respectful to him. He was a good guy, and I was sorry to see him leave Earth, but he's in a good place. But yeah, I don't want them to win, but if they did, at least I have that it was all for him. I just wish he could have seen it in person, but somehow he'll probably be able to know that it happened.
I actually talked to some Rams fans, and they're like, yeah, I want the Niners to win. I said, what, excuse me? And then they're like, yeah, I want our division to be on top. And I was like,
I saw that too. I
said, wait a minute. That really means nothing. Like, the NFC West has most Super Bowls. Like, nobody talks about stuff like that. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but I really can't root for the Niners, and I don't think I ever will.
Well, I looked at it like this: like, everybody has a right to their opinion. Like for me, who am I to tell somebody this or that, right? But I said it like this. I saw it on social media, and I said, I can't believe all the Ram fans, and there wasn't a lot, but there were some. Oh, it's NFC against AFC, right?
No.
And I'm like,
It's,
no, wait a minute. I go, if you're a Laker fan, that's like rooting for the Celtics in the NBA championship. No,
you just root for your
don't
team
do
and
that.
that's it.
Yeah. So you don't have to like both teams, but
you root against the greater evil. So in our case,
yeah,
it's the Niners. Like me, I'm a Dodger fan. I'm not gonna go root for the Padres or none of that. Nope. Just forget about
Yeah,
it.
man.
You won't catch me saying, "Oh, well, I hope they'll,"
Yep, exactly. That's the way I look at it, at least. That as a Ram fan, and just the history between the teams, especially, we broke the streak still, at least with wins. But they have all those regular season games winning against us. I don't know how anyone would want to root for them, but that everybody has a right to what they want to do. That's fine.
Just to me, if they don't get it done, which I'm thinking, I have a big hunch they might not. I feel like they might start off strong in the Super Bowl, like be up, and somehow they're gonna start losing that lead. Think about it. That's how it happened. That's what happened with them last year. They were losing to the I'm drawing a blank right here too. To the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
And they came back and still won that. And I honestly think that Eagles team was, a lot better than the Niners team.
Oh no, it was that Eagles team. We'll never
that
know.
Eagles team was dumping for like 40 points on everybody.
Yeah, they were so physical. This other team was nothing like that. The one that they beat this year.
No way.
They were totally different. But you'll never know. But Brock Purdy was his first year. You're really going to say that he's going to play better in his first year than he is now? No, he wasn't the player that he is today. Last year, he didn't know to run around.
And that's what I was trying to make my point, or at least to everybody that, the one and done. I've heard it from us, like, oh, you guys only won, and then last year, like, no, we didn't have the same coaching staff anymore. We didn't have the same players anymore.
It was a different team. Yeah,
it was just a complete different team. The O-line, everybody was getting injured. Like that was like, would you want us to look at the Eagles? They fell apart too. They didn't have the same coaching staff. And I really do think Sirianni's not going to be with them after this year again, because they already showed like he's not that dude to lead that team. Like
they had a chance. They had a chance to win. They had a chance to win that damn ring, but Hurts fumbled the ball. Hurts fumbled the ball, man. If he didn't fumble the ball, they would have been looking good.
Yeah, and you see how he's a different coach when he doesn't have good playmakers like, the OC and the DC. And the same thing goes for the Rams. Every year, players, like the coaching staff leaves. Like, what's his name? Once we lost what's his name that went to the Vikings? Kevin O'Connell. Like the
offensive coordinator.
Yeah, our plays were different. Like you could definitely tell, because that guy, what was it, Liam Cohen or
Liam Cohen.
College. Like that,
I thought he was going to do good. I thought it was going to be a shot in the arm for us.
No, I don't think so. Me personally, I'm not big on college guys trying to come to the NFL, because those schemes do not, for me personally, they do not work with NFL players that are much stronger, faster, smarter. And those little schemes that they use in college might work in the college level, but it just doesn't work when you come to the NFL. That's just my opinion. But yeah, man, before I used to bet against Mahomes, and I'm not gonna bet against him this time. Like
even the year when he lost the Super Bowl and they didn't have no offensive line, the guy was fucking leaping and diving, throwing passes.
That's the one he lost to Brady, right?
Yeah, and he didn't have no offensive line, and he's like diving and throwing the ball off his head, and the guys are dropping it.
He was doing whatever he can to stay alive, but and it's not being talked about enough because I guess the media's saying, well, the Niners have to win it, but you don't think Kansas City's looking at it like, if we win this, we'll be a real dynasty. Like they'll be back-to-back Super Bowl champs. You don't think that's a fuel or a fire under their ass? Like, it hasn't been done since the Patriots, man. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, I mean,
they're not talking that much now. They're kind of being quiet. They're like, to me, that's like,
we're all business.
We're all business. Go ahead. We're gonna come in here and just, normally they talk a lot too, right? Because they got Kelsey and everything. But man, they've been quiet lately this time. I think it's always the quiet ones you got to worry about, right?
Yeah, well, they're using, they're underdogs in the Super Bowl. They're like, how the hell are we underdogs? And we won the Super Bowl last year. So they're using all that material, what they call it, bulletin board material, and then you have Andy Reid with 2 weeks to get everything ready, and Mahomes healthy.
And Spags, man, Spags. Like, I think he's gonna be the difference.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I think he's gonna drop a good play to slow these guys down to do what.
And this is Brock Purdy's first Super Bowl. And it's tough, man. I mean, there's a lot of pressure, dude. There's a lot of pressure because they're already talking about depending on how Brock Purdy plays, he might have to compete for his job next year. as weird as that sounds.
Well, I don't think they would, because they're not going to have a high draft pick in the first round to get another.
Well, they're talking about maybe bringing in Cousins.
Okay, so say they do though, they're going to have to pay him, and they don't have enough money to, like. A lot of these guys say, "Oh yeah, they'll figure it out."
Yeah.
They're already like, they're already under the cap by.
They had to extend money.
There's no way you could restructure everybody to, first of all, get clear, like, whatever they're under, and then you still need, like, what, another 10 mil for your draft class? Like, now you're talking about restructuring like 60 mil, and then you still got to pay Kirk Cousins. I just don't see it, man.
They would have to move somebody or adjust somebody, and trade somebody.
Yeah, man. Like, just, we've been there. You can't keep everybody, and that sucks.
But see, the problem is Trent Williams isn't getting any younger, right? You look how we were without Big Whit on the left tackle, and you have a lot of aging players. You have Kittle. They extended the two oldest players, Kittle and Williams, to get some money so they can get like a Chase and Chase Young, and before that they got Hargrave, and they're not even pulling their weight. They have a lot of fat contracts that guys aren't even doing anything. And so just like they were talking about us, we're all in and we have these big contracts. So are they. They're very top heavy. Next year they're going to lose some more players. They really miss Jimmy Ward in the secondary. Hufunga's out.
I don't think though. I don't think they extend Hufanga because their other. The guy that stepped in for him has actually been playing pretty good, and they're probably looking at it like, well, if we got why pay Hufanga if we got this guy that's still way cheaper, right?
But Hufanga was good. Hufanga was good about helping out with the run, and how the run game was bad. He was good at reading the run and coming in and helping Warner and Greenlaw stuff it. But
yeah, man, I know I'm biased, but I really do hope they lose, man. So it'll be funny to actually use what they say, and I'm like, oh, you guys choke. Then you guys went all in.
Yeah. Well, what's funny to me is when we went 5-12, right?
See, because they always they always use like, well, you guys this and that, and I'm like, well, we could use your guys' analogy. Like, well, we could have had 4 Super Bowls by now because technically, we lost 2, we got cheated out of, and
Yeah.
then the NFL doesn't recognize the other championships,
Yeah.
and I try to explain to people or people that are just I'll say this: the new Niner fans, how the free agency and the cap era work,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. They don't listen because it
No,
doesn't
they
suit
don't want to hear
their
it. They
taste.
just say, and they're like, we have 5 rings, and I'm like, no, those you weren't even born, like
Yeah.
there's just too much history. Why they they're talking about we have 5 rings. I'm like, no.
Well, I always explain it like this: the 5 rings, it was a hell of a 13-year bottle, a lightning in a bottle, 13-year span, 81 to 94, right? Amazing. What did you do before that? You didn't win anything. What if you had a great granddaddy that liked the Niners? They would see the Rams. The Rams were already 2-time NFL champions before the Niners even got to the playoffs.
But if you ask people about what is that, they don't even know. Oh,
They don't even know.
They didn't even know that there was a separate league or or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They're like, what? And I'm like,
And
okay,
then,
see, you don't
well,
know
like me,
football.
like me and that guy Rambo, we go back and forth because the 5 Super Bowls, yes, that was a hell. You know what? It's so hard that you guys can't even win one now.
Yeah,
they always say, when are you going to catch up? Well, wait a minute. When is Santa Clara going to catch up to the San Francisco Niners? You can't even win one. So what are you talking
that's
about? And then 93.
It's
Yeah.
not the same. They're not the same team.
They're not the same team. It's different. The 93 free agency era when Reggie White moved teams, 100 and some players moved teams. You couldn't keep role guys on the teams anymore because it cost too much. Bigger contracts. It's a whole deal. And the Niners got caught for in the salary cap in 99. They were fined.
But they don't say that. They know
They got caught for cheating because they couldn't win. They were so desperate to try to win. Carmen Policy and Dwight Clark, rest in peace, was an executive. They both got fined over $300,000 and $400,000, and they fined the team. They lost draft picks, and then a few years after that, A. DeBarlo Jr. got in trouble, and he got kicked out of the league. He had to give his team to his sister, and so it's hard to win a Super Bowl. But if you had a great grandfather who was a NFL fan, a football fan, watching Crazy Legs Hirsch or all these other guys, right? Those were great players. The beginning of the year, the league, and they won the championship that was available at that time, just like the 1927 Yankees. You don't look down on those World Series because they didn't have blacks playing, right? They didn't have minorities playing. So I mean, it is crazy. They should recognize it because they go by the records. If you look, oh, so and so broke the record from 1945. They show the records.
They talk about that, but they won't talk about the championships.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I say. And
that's why I go on my little thing. We're staying recent, but when you talk about Rams history, it goes way back to the 40s. We were established in 37. We have a championship in 45. We have a championship in 51. The fearsome foursome, the NFL conference finals, whatever it was almost like the division round. They were fighting for that, but they didn't have a full team. The 70s got to the Super Bowl in 79. In the 80s, went to 2 championship games. In the 90s, finally got to the Super Bowl in 99. In the 2000s, went to the Super Bowl 2001, 2018, won the Super Bowl 2021. Almost every decade, the Rams either won a championship or they were fighting for a championship. Not just 13 years. Even though they don't have the 5 Super Bowls, I just break it down like that. You can go in a time machine, and you'll eventually see the Rams in a championship game or winning the
So for me, my gripe is like when the Niners say, "Well, you guys suck," because I'm like, they just say because we only won the one, and then we kind of fell off. But that was, it happens. Like look at other teams that are really good and dominant one year, and the next they're not.
Yeah.
But did they not go to the Super Bowl in 2018, then come back in 21 and win it? And
Yeah.
how long have they been in LA? 6, 7
60.
years, and they've already been to 2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing that I've tried to explain to Niners fans. Like, well, it's the same thing you guys have done. Gone to one, lost one, and
Well, see, that's exactly right. See, here's what they don't realize. The Rams were all in. There, remember this saying? They're mortgaging their future. They're mortgaging their future. Dominican Sue, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, right? We didn't win the Super Bowl. We got there, right? We were, imagine where we were with Jeff Fisher. Remember we were with Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we didn't get it. So we fell off. We lost players and we fell off, had injuries, came back. We were back in the playoffs. Then we went to the Super Bowl again, and we're all in again. Remember, you're mortgaging your future. It's Super Bowl or bust. We got
it's because for like like my man Jake Ellenbogen said, the media really does not like. They don't like the Rams. They don't recognize all the good that they've done, like with their players, their coaching. We always get criticized for doing the same things that other teams are doing. You've not heard it once from the media saying the Niners are all in, they better win.
Yeah, you don't hear the pressure. Sean McVay, they're on his ass, dude. They're on his ass, and he already won the Super Bowl.
They better win. Oh, McVay's gonna retire. Oh, Aaron Donald's gonna retire. I will tell you this, and I know what happened. This Rams team is gonna win another Super Bowl within the next 3 years. Either next year, but within 3 years before Stafford, AD, and Cup are gone. I guarantee you they're gonna win another one.
Well, look at I think so too. Well, look at let's talk about next year. So let's say we don't have injuries. Everybody does, but say we don't have key ones, right? Kyrie Williams comes back. We get some depth for him. We get a better secondary, maybe sign a veteran or two. We get an edge rusher. Oops, I lost you. Go ahead and come back. Let me put the link in there again. That picture is comedy. Let me switch her out. She's so cute. Taylor Swift. She doesn't bother me. So, okay, I'll finish my point while see if you come back. So, what was I saying?
Sorry about that.
Got you. Oh, you're good. You're good. So, what was I talking about again?
We were talking about going into next year, and
okay, yeah. So next year, so if we don't have key injuries, we're going to get some secondary help. Maybe a veteran, maybe draft a guy. Maybe Kobe Durant wakes up. Who knows if we're going to sign Witherspoon? I'd rather have Dotson if we can't sign Witherspoon. Quentin Lake's going to take the next step, right? We're going to have more drafts. The draft guys that we're going to get. The guys that are there, the Kobe Turners, the Byron Youngs, another year under their belt. We'll see what happens. Maybe there were some rumors that we might get Khalil Mack to go with Ernest Jones, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I could see that happening, and me for one, I'd be a favorite. I always thought that guy was going to be a Rams fan, and a player. I mean,
yeah. He's already in LA. Doesn't want to leave.
I think the Rams window just got
opened back up.
Act on it again. Yeah, it opened back up real fast back for them, and I think that they're going to be smart and not really trade all the draft picks, but they will get some more veteran guys to mix in with the younger guys. Back then we were really more veteran, top heavy, and I think they're going to do that 50-50 blend, or not 50-50, but like say they get a Khalil Mack because he's a cap casualty. They're even talking about cutting Bosa, so they're gonna have to cut. They're gonna have to cut him, and if McVay and Snead are smart, which they are, they're gonna be looking at hey, Mag, you want to come play next to Aaron Donald? You know,
Mhm.
a chance
Oh
to
yeah,
win a
man.
Super Bowl.
Mhm.
His line,
Um,
his coach might persuade him to look, man. You don't have to leave LA, same home. You already know SoFi. You know, I could see that
yep.
happening. Easy transition, and then I could still see the Rams going after Brian Burns or Josh Allen. But
I mean, look at this
and
team. Look at this team. Look at this team this year. What we did, we hung with the Ravens. We had that game at that's only one game, but that just shows you that we can play with these guys. We got Puka Nakua now. We have Kyron Williams. We can run the ball. We can protect Stafford. The NFC is not going to be that great again next year, and we can get there and do some damage. We can win the Super Bowl next year. All we have to do is add to our. We didn't have enough talent to finish those games. We
I
had a
feel
lot of
like the
young
Rams.
guys that were trying.
I feel like the Rams were like 3 players short on the defensive side of the ball. On the
You
offense,
know how?
honestly,
Mhm.
on the offense, I couldn't say, well, I feel like we needed this or needed that. Can the offensive line get better? Yes. Is it going to get
Oh
better?
yeah.
I really do. I really do think they are because I think they're going to try to give Stafford the Brady treatment, where hey, we got to make a wall for this guy. You know, especially if he's
Yeah.
going to play throughout his contract. That's what they're going to do, and
Mhm. He
I know
wants
there was.
another ring. He wants another ring for sure. Matthew Stafford wants another
Oh
ring
yeah, you could
to
see it in his.
ensure his
You
Hall
could
of Fame
you could
status.
you could see it in his face, man. Like in his eyes, like he's not done yet. He has that Mamba mentality. He's not done yet.
Yeah, exactly. Because picture the year Stafford, Fernando. Picture the year Stafford with McVay. You already won it. You have a better team. You have a better running game. You're getting your offensive line as good as it was in the Super Bowl. You have Puka Nakua to go with Cooper Kupp. Poor Higbee, but we have Davis Allen. You know, we could always sign somebody else to help out. Higbee will get back. But he looks around the league and he's like, I could beat all these quarterbacks. You know, aside from Mahomes, you know, that'll be a duel if we played them. But he believes that as long as he has the ball in his hand, we could beat anybody, and so do we. You know, so I can see us holding the Lombardi next year. I'm not I said that we were going to go 9-8 if we steal a game, which we did steal a game in Santa Clara because we rested our backups and we went 10-7, and so did Jake Ellenbogen. You know, he said 10-7. I said 9-8. If we win one, maybe even win the division. But it didn't go that way. We missed out on the Bengals game. We missed out on the Packers game and the Steelers game. We could have won the division, or we could have been fighting for it actually this year if everything went perfectly, but it didn't. But this young team is on its way back up, man, and I'm excited to see who we're going to draft. Remember, before we were like, F them picks. Now we're like, give me those picks. Give me those effing picks. So I'm all for it, man. I think so too, that we're going to win another Super Bowl in the next few years. If we don't win it next year, I have my eye, and I think Sean McVay, I think you might be muted, Fernando. I'm not sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I have my eye.
Let me ask you this, or what I was trying to say was, when free agency hits,
yeah,
depending on who they sign, is going to tell us what they're going to do in the draft. If they go after a pass rusher in free agency, they're more than likely going to sign a left tackle or a corner in the first round. Because I really do think that's what if they want to win now or this next year, for me, they have to go get a veteran pass rusher or a guy that's already that they know that's going to wreck the game, like a Brian Burns or a Josh Allen. That's a must.
You know what? I talked about on my stream. It's not going to happen, but the guy that I wish we could get, man, was Crosby.
Oh yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Raiders, we'll give you a number 1 and a number 2.
Shit. But then he's one of the highest paid.
But can you imagine just Crosby with Aaron Donald and
Yeah,
and
with
Kobe
that guy.
Turner and
See, but I wouldn't give me my top 3 picks is give me Josh Allen from the Jaguars, give me Brian Burns. Even though his numbers were off,
yeah.
I just think like it's different when he comes and plays for for a good establishment. Like, how many times have we seen players that were considered bums or they're washed, and then they come and play for the Rams, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. Everybody we get, especially Niner fans, were saying, they're washed. Remember OBJ? He's washed. Remember Von Miller? He's washed anyway.
Von Miller.
Yeah.
Man, I'm kind of glad we didn't sign him, man, because he did not do anything for the Bills, and he got him good.
Well, that's the thing. Aaron Donald effect, man. Aaron Donald not only got other guys paid, he got Von Miller paid. And even though Von Miller earned it, but when you don't have Aaron Donald wrecking havoc and you don't go one-on-one,
Yeah, not the same.
it's not the same, man. And I think that's one reason, too, why Kobe Turner got snubbed, because they're saying, well, Aaron Donald took all the load, which he did in some respects, but the guy's stat. If you're going to have an award for D-Roy and the guy's stats better, how is he not get first-place votes?
They don't. It's because they're not looking at real stats. They're not watching. They're not, like I said, they're not watching Rams football. How many times was Kobe Turner double teamed? The stats said he was double teamed more than Chris Jones.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like this, man. Give me I like Daniil Hunter as well from the Vikings. He might be another casualty.
Dante Fowler,
But and he was one of the top leaders in sacks. But give me. I wouldn't mind seeing, like I said, Khalil Mack. I think him and Aaron Donald. Then y'all do is get another veteran guy, like a veteran pass rusher, to kind of get these guys going. Like the youngs, these guys that are pass rushers. Like give them the little tricks and what to see, what to read, and man, they're gonna be dangerous.
Because how many times were we sitting back? How many times were we sitting back there and say, "Somebody get the quarterback"?
Somebody, like we were just short. And,
yeah.
I think that I don't know where I saw, but they said something about OBJ wants to play with Stafford again. I could see him coming back to LA because
now that he got his bag,
he got some money again, and he saw how good this team was again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He saw at Baltimore. He saw at Baltimore Stafford do his thing.
Yeah, and we know what kind of player OBJ is. He wants that spotlight. He wants to get the touches too. So he's probably like, man, I could go be over there with Kua and Cup and be the. But see, the thing is, if he wants too much, then as much as I love the guy, I really did, because he helped us win the Super Bowl, got the touchdown. We ain't winning if we didn't have that guy,
Yeah.
He was a key part.
Check this out, Fernando.
If he wants so much, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'd rather stay with Robinson, because he balled out too, man. He did. He didn't come in to like more than half, like midway half the season. We didn't get him going till.
He said, Tutu, you go sit down.
I mean, yeah,
Tutu Atwell. But check this out. Like, let's say the Rams got by Detroit. And then we beat whoever it was. It turned out Tampa Bay, right? We probably would have beat them. Then we beat the Niners. Let's just hypothetically say, imagine a Super Bowl with the two no look masters, Stafford and the Rams against Mahomes and the Chiefs.
I think honestly,
in the Super Bowl.
I said this before to somebody, but I really do think we're going to play the Chiefs at one point. And Well, like I said, maybe they're gonna win another one, man. I really do. Like I was listening to Andy Reid's when they were asking him questions. I didn't know he said he was a Rams fan because he grew up in L.A.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh
That,
shit, see, like
yeah, Troy Aikman was a Ram fan. I mean, when they were here the first time, I mean, the Rams were a marquee franchise before.
yeah, you know, I do think it hurt him leaving, and
Well, a lot of OG guys, I say this all the time, a lot of OG guys that saw Roman Gabriel and the Fearsome Foursome, they'd passed
I
away.
I'm I'm 36, and when I got into football, I'm not gonna lie, was when they were the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
My my girlfriend at the time, she had older brothers, and I was like in middle school, I think, and they were big Rams fans, you know, and they were like, "You don't watch football?" I was like, "Nah," because I used to just watch more like basketball, a little
Yeah.
bit, and soccer. But they're the ones that started, like, because I was always over there, so they'd always have the games. I started watching, and then that's how I started being a Rams fan. You know, just being around them, and they started like you started getting intrigued and just seeing the team win, and you know, ever since then, it sucked when they moved to St. Louis. But
Oh, man.
I still rooted for them. You know, I never switched up sides. I never said, well, they're gone, and let me, you know.
Yeah, me too. It hurt. It did hurt me when I went to the sports store and I saw the recognizable helmet on the jackets or whatever,
Mhm.
and then in the front it said St. Louis. I like Chingo.
See,
But
see, never let women run your business. Not just kidding, but
yeah,
only certain women.
the woman who shall be nameless, and but yeah, you leave the Los Angeles market, and props to St. Louis fans and Ram fans, Vermillion and St. Louis, not their fault. But you leave one of the biggest markets to go to a smaller market in St. Louis doesn't make any sense. But you know, that's that. But the NFL too, they were not taking her seriously because she was the so-called trophy wife. They didn't take her seriously. The other owners, and she wasn't a mover and a shaker like Carol Rosenblum.
Yeah, Johnny
And
G. Rams are gangsta.
yeah, yep, Johnny G. And so she moved to her hometown in St. Louis, and props to them. They got to have our team for a while, but it was always loyalty over location. And check this out. I saw something on social media. So the early Rams in the 50s, Crazy Leg Hirsch and Von Brocklin and Bob Waterfield, they set records for points and all that, won the championship, went to another championship before that. They were the first NFL franchise to have their all their games televised, right? All that stuff.
Right.
The 99 Super Bowl against the Titans was the first high definition Super Bowl. You know how we make fun of the Niners with the VHS gang, the VHS tapes.
Yep. Yeah.
The Rams Super Bowl was the first one against the Titans to have it broadcasted in full HD.
Yeah, man. I think see, that's the thing though. That's why like the media does not like, and that's what Jake said, and Jake Ellenbogen. And then once I started hearing him, like, I was like, man, it does feel like, even when the Rams are playing good, they still find something to say negative about them. Like, well, it's, what do you expect? They
a lot of that. I agree with them, and it goes way back. It goes way back when it goes way back for different reasons. But when the Rams left,
like for example, they were even trying to say. They, I know you've heard this. They got lucky finding Puka Nacua, because if not, they wouldn't be this good. Like, what does that mean though? Like
they got Cooper Kupp in a similar way.
So we're lucky because we found somebody good in the 5th round. Like, so they would have said the same thing too if we would have got him in the 1st round. Like, oh well, they got lucky. he actually panned out in the first round. You know, it's always something like just negative on the Rams.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, I mean, I think when the Rams returned to Los Angeles, a lot of the owners got butt hurt. You have the main owners like the Stan Kroenkes and the Jerry Jones, the Crafts. I always make fun of the Santa Clara owners with little Jed York and the Yorks over there. They sit at the little kids table, even though they've been recently successful. The big movers and shakers, the Steelers owner, the Browns owner, the Rams Crafts, the Stan Kroenke. When Jerry Jones and Stan Kroenke got together to make sure that the Rams deal was put into effect, got the other owners to jump on board, instead of the Raiders and Carson with the San Diego Chargers. Remember they were trying to have the Carson deal. They stepped on a lot of feet, and they pissed off a lot of people, and a lot of people were pissed off at the Rams because they left St. Louis in the way it happened. But it wasn't Stan Kroenke's fault, though. I appreciate the St. Louis fans.
See,
it's not their fault either.
And what I try to say is like that stadium was outdated. They weren't going to
Yeah. Well, check this out.
So, look what happened to the Chargers.
Yeah. Well, check this out. Like the St. Louis Rams fans
just rotting there.
Yeah, exactly. Like the St. Louis Rams fans, it's not their fault, and it sucks that the Rams left, right? So it's not their fault. But the St. Louis officials were so desperate to get a team, they signed off their soul to the woman who shall be nameless, Georgia Frontieri, to take the team to St. Louis. Gave her a sweetheart deal, a stadium that was already standing. $250 million, whatever it was, right? That's more than Jerry Jones paid for the Cowboys back in the day. Right. And so she moved, but they signed their soul away because it had to be within the first 20 or 30%. I can't remember the percentage of the new modern stadiums. They had to keep up to date the remodel. So that was the poison pill, because they couldn't keep up with that. Instead, they wanted to have their own deal. Well, we want to do this riverfront deal in St. Louis over here. And they're like, no, we have a lease right here. I don't want that stadium. We have a lease, and either you guys do it or you don't. We're going to get a mediator. And they sided with Kroenke. You can't break a lease, even if you don't like it or you think it's fair. So they shouldn't have got any money. I don't know why they paid them, because when you sign a lease, you're bound by that lease. And so because they didn't bound by the lease rules and even though they didn't want to upgrade the stadium, Kroenke was able to break the lease. Everything was legal. Now, whether Kroenke talked to Goodell and they had plans, it's his right to make plans. It's his team. You guys reneged on the lease. So they're lucky they got any money at all. And it's not the fans, it's the officials. That was the poison pill. So they came to Los Angeles. In the long run, the franchise brand is better off in Los Angeles because it's a bigger market. But it's unfortunate for St. Louis. I feel bad for them. It's always loyalty over location. But I don't understand why they got all those millions of dollars, because they broke the lease. They're the ones who broke the lease. That's why the Rams were able to leave.
Right.
So, I mean, a contract is binding. You can't just, I'm going to build a stadium over here. They didn't even listen to us. They lied to us. Well, wait a minute. You didn't do your part of the deal.
For me, I just want to see the fan base keep growing. And I've definitely noticed it a lot big, because you say you live in Riverside. I live in Fontana. So, we're like neighbors. So and I see way more Rams fans than I have before.
Oh yeah.
It's it's just gonna take some time and winning more games. And I've said this before, honestly, in the NFC West, the Niners don't see the Seahawks or the Cardinals as their rivals. They really don't, because they're always they just talk about us, right?
Yeah.
They say we don't have fans or anything. I'm like, I don't think so. Like, look at the NFC Championship game. yeah, there might have been more Niner fans, but it wasn't by that much, you know.
Well, I want to address that. So there's a lot of Niner fans that they're in Southern California. The Rams were gone for 20 plus years. Okay.
Right.
But also there's a lot of Ram fans, and I'm just going to say this, and I'm not proud of it. They sell their tickets. They sell their tickets for those games so they can help pay for the PSL the next year, and they watch it at home with familia. Okay, I know a few Ram fans that do that. Now, there's a lot of them that they try to sell them to Ram fans, and if you can't, you put them in the NFL thing, and anybody can buy them. But I do know for a fact, because if you go to a game against the Arizona Cardinals, or if you go to a game against the Bears or whoever, there's a lot of Ram fans there. It's all blue and yellow. So there's Ram fans, and for these games, they get the reputation, and because those games can make a lot of money being in Los Angeles, Niner fans or whoever it is will be willing to pay. The ticket price is $150, whatever, $200, whatever, $500-$600 for one game. That can go towards the next PSL and the season tickets. So that's one reason too, because I've as a season ticket holder, I wasn't last year, but the year before, the year after, year before that, there's a lot of Ram fans at those games, and they don't just disappear.
Well, look at the Coliseum games. That's what I look at when I watch the Coliseum games. I'm like, man, those stadiums were full of Rams fans.
Yeah,
obviously, well, because the tickets were easier to afford, but
yeah. But also too, like you said, the damn PSL. To give you an idea, the PSL and then the tickets. Okay, it's expensive, and then to park, it's a pain in the ass to park. They're still bidding the parking structures around the stadium. It's another $800 and some for a parking permit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very pricey, So that's why a lot of people just pick and choose what games, or they watch it at home, or they sell their season tickets. But there's a lot of Ram fans. They need to start coming out though.
If you look at the stats and it shows like attendance, and it shows the Rams games, and then I always see Niners. Oh, that's because we invaded their games. I'm like, dude, you're talking about 2 games. Shut up.
Yeah.
That's not gonna give. No, that's because Rams fans are going to a lot of these games.
Yeah. Well,
I went to 2 games. I was able to go to 2 games this year. Last year I couldn't go.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but that's why I went to 2 games. But I went to the Browns games. There was a lot of and the Browns fans travel. That's when they were getting hot, and but there was a lot of Rams fans. There was way more Rams fans, and I really do like when they show up, because it gives the players the access to do the hard count, and we could shut out the other team and put them in that hard silent count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they just need to keep winning. If they could keep winning against the Niners, I think that's key, man.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of Rams fans don't go to the games because they have that mentality well, we already know it's gonna happen. I'd rather just watch it at home. Why, we're gonna lose. And I'll be fair. Sometimes I have that mentality, man, we're gonna lose again.
Yeah. I was going to go to a couple of games the year before, the year after. I was going to go to because I didn't keep up my season tickets because they couldn't get us a parking pass. And I go, God, seriously, we couldn't just renew our parking pass. They had to put us back in the queue, and now we're up with everybody else. And by the time they got to us, I didn't have a parking pass. I'm a season ticket holder, and I don't have a parking pass. I got to pay for the damn parking wherever I'm going to go now. So I was pissed, dude. So I did it that year, and then I let my thing is, you know what? Nah, man, forget that. You guys, that was messed up that you guys did that to us. And then they had a bad year, and all of a sudden the parking passes were available again.
Yeah, now it's now I think they noticed oh yeah, we can't be this greedy with us because they were even having was it last year when they were giving out like and I think their tickets were like $20-$30 to college students,
Oh yeah,
you know. And I was like,
yeah, yeah,
now you guys are trying to be friendly, you know, like.
yeah.
And even this year too, the tickets weren't that expensive compared to, you know, the
Hmm.
2021 season. I think like
Yeah, because
was it when they had the Cardinals game
uh-huh.
at home? They were only like, you know, $30.
Hmm.
Obviously nosebleeds, but
Yeah,
you know,
you get to go to the game and tailgate and stuff, and it's cheap. It's affordable because they had all the rookies and stuff. So they're not gonna. You don't have Jalen Ramsey out there. You know, you don't have Leonard Floyd, and then the Rams got better. The Rams were better than they thought. But
yeah, I do think this next year is going to be a lot better, and I think they just really need even if they, like I was saying earlier, if they don't change nothing much on the offense because like they have the weapons, they really do. If they, to me, Davis Allen is he's a sleeper. That guy
yeah,
is
I
just
like
gonna
him.
get better. He has clamps, dude. Like that guy is not scared to high jump the ball and come down on it if he's gonna get cracked. If you see this
I
guy running and jumping over guys,
yeah.
that tells you something.
When earlier I didn't really because I'm a USC fan, so I don't really watch a lot of other teams players.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw video on him and because I was watching video of guys that we drafted,
Right.
and I go, this guy, he's got a high catch ratio, and he's athletic, and I want to see him out there. And finally, they put him out there. It was not till later in the season, but I can't. Hopefully, Davis Allen will be activated this week, you know, and Tyler Hunter too. I wanted to see what he could do, but then he got hurt. Tyler Hunter's there too, so maybe with Higbee not being able to play at the beginning of the year, those guys will be leaned on. But I can see us drafting another tight end if one
Yeah.
falls in our lap. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do because there's nothing like having somebody that can do like Kelsey.
I think the Rams tight ends could be like that, but the reason why they weren't getting that much play is because they weren't as good as blockers as
Yeah.
Higbee is, and
Yeah.
they haven't developed that as good as blocking. But
Yeah.
as far as like being a weapon on the field, like he's up there. That's why was it Tyler Hunter? He was actually getting more reps than Davis Allen. You'd see him more out there than he got hurt again, unfortunately, 2 injuries. It's not
Yeah.
looking good for him because I think this upcoming year is his last year on a rookie deal, right? I could be wrong, but because he was already in Miami.
Yeah, he was
for a
already
year,
with the
this 2
Dolphins.
years.
Yeah.
And then
But because
we got
yeah.
him with the Ramsey trade, but he got hurt. Remember, he sat out, and then he got
Yep.
hurt again this year. So I think he has one more year before they have to make a decision. And the same thing with Bryson Hopkins. See, we know he can catch the ball. He's a good player. They just, for some reason, they don't put him out there like that either.
Yeah, maybe he's not getting the offense in practice, or I don't know. Some guys like Zach Evans, I wanted to see that speed, the running back, but he probably can't. They're probably afraid that he's going to get Stafford blasted with picking up blocks and stuff. You know, there's reasons why the coaches do stuff, but I wanted to see that speed out there, man.
Yeah, for me, if they didn't even really do much on the offense, I'd be fine with it. Even if they left the O-line the same, I'd be fine with it. They just got to upgrade that defense, man. We
need some more depth on the O-line too.
We need those turnovers. Special teams, man, that killed us. They should have never let Bones go, but I heard that there was some kind of conflict with McVay and him, and that's why he left to Dallas.
That's surprising that's the reason why. If that's the reason why, because I really love Bones. Man.
I'm surprised they kept what's his name, Chase Blackburn, after this really bad season with special teams, man. Because you know
who I wanted. I wanted Jim Schwartz as our defensive coordinator. I was like, give the Browns a second round pick and we'll get him out of that contract and pay him like a head coach so we can sweep the Niners because he's got the Kyle Shanahan's he's got his number. And he's real a physical coach and man, imagine that with this defense and we can actually
you see the and I'm not trying to be a what do they call a couch coach, but sometimes I see the game and I'm like, and if the Rams played more of a man instead of zone, they would be able to beat the Niners because I've always noticed our corners or our DBs, they're not jamming up receivers off the get-go. And especially how San Francisco is with Purdy, he's a timed quarterback. So if you throw his targets off by jamming them up or making them run out, then what? Now he doesn't have that throw. Now he's gonna have to try to make something happen. And you know what he does when he tries to make he's throwing picks to everybody.
Oh yeah.
And
he throws to a spot.
That's why, to be honest, I was not that happy with the Chris Shula defensive coordinator because to me that just meant they're gonna keep the same type of scheme again. And I'm not a big fan of the bend don't break.
Here's my guy Joe saying this season better be it. We got different coaches and a weapon on the field. Weapons on the field should be on fire. O-line still needs work. What do you think of new coaches, Rudy? I was just about to talk about that. Chris Shula, the grandson of Don Shula. Here's a little clip of him real quick. Yeah, maybe he'll add his own wrinkle. He was a linebacker coach. He's got a lot of experience with us and other places. Let me see which clip this is. Here we go. Let me just put a quick clip of our guy.
So where you are now, why has it worked? Because in a lot of situations, it won't work to work under a good friend.
Yeah, I think, our philosophies have always been aligned and our passions have always been aligned. And, we love football. And that's always been something that, we've always kind of shared, from when we were freshmen together at Miami, Ohio. But we also loved working hard and we loved the process.
The clip. Hold on.
Wondering what your own defensive identity is, what your own defensive philosophy is, and how you want that identity to manifest as a coordinator.
Yeah, my defensive philosophy is it's about the players. And it goes back to, I remember somebody asked my grandpa this question, how has the game changed since he was coaching? He had been retired for a bunch of years now at this point. And to me, it's a simple game. It's relentless pursuit of the ball. It's getting off blocks, it's tackling, and it's taking the ball away. And defense hasn't changed over the course of time. And that's what this defense is going to be about. Now, we do.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll add his own wrinkle.
Yeah, man, because for me, it's like our guys cannot tackle, man. Like, I don't know if they're scared to tackle, don't know how to tackle, but that's always been an issue.
The lost art.
Like lately for the Rams, because like if you go back to the Wade Phillips era, those guys were tackling. Those guys were hitting people hard. Like they tackle them and boom, fumble, boom, turnovers, right? And how do you think they got to when they played golf in that Monday night game? How they were tackling, hitting hard. Then when they went to zone, it was like I can't. I'm not a big fan of it because, like, with zone, you got to bring that pressure with the four guys up front,
What we're missing, I think, what we're missing though too, is a mean SOB in the sec linebacker. Ernest Jones is he's not really mean, but he's physical. But in the secondary, a guy that you're looking out for, man. I mean, I know it's a new era in football, but we need a mean cuss in the secondary, man.
I think if the Rams were to pair another like a linebacker that can run, that can do side to side with Ernest Jones, that's dangerous. The Rams haven't had a middle linebacker. I don't even know when's the last. Like, what they let what's
Laurinaitis.
his name go? Yup,
Laurinaitis.
they let him. They let him go. Um,
For some
so
reason,
and
they
that,
don't take that position that seriously.
but that's
Ridley.
that's where they attack us. That's where like all the teams attack us in the middle of the field,
Yep.
and that's where we have issues with tight ends too, though. Right there, because we don't have playmakers in the middle of the field, and for me, I feel like that's where they need to address that. And when they started using like Ramsey as a blitzer and things like that, or when he was actually playing man, he was the
Yeah.
best. But when they were having him do certain things, like I felt like that wasn't his strongest traits. That's when they would make plays on us. Like if you lined him up on best receiver and he was jamming people up, he wasn't getting beat, you know. But
Yeah.
when they would take the safety off the top and leave them like, you know, that's how they get beat, you know. But I just think like I hope they're more aggressive and don't play too much zone, because I couldn't stand it with Raheem. Like he got us the Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
You know, he will forever be. We'll be thankful. I feel like it's time for the defense to evolve, just like the offense did, right? The
Yeah.
defense needs to take a change too. Can't just play the zone anymore and have guys playing 10 feet away, you know, 10 yards away.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. It shouldn't happen anymore.
I hopefully with Chris Shula, you know, his grandfather he's talking about is Don Shula, of course. And so he was already with the Rams linebacker coach and coached a lot of different places. Hopefully he'll add his own wrinkle when he sees what the Rams are missing. And
Oh, dude.
you know, hopefully it'll be an
Yeah, of
upgrade.
course. He should know, because remember when they brought Eric Weddle in? That guy was not scared to tackle. Look at like that guy. He's my height. He's like 6 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe, and he was tackling some big ass dudes. Then
Oh yeah, he fucked up his shoulder. He messed up his shoulder in the playoffs and just had it wrapped up and still played.
Yeah, man, that guy is that's another guy that they don't talk about enough. Like that guy really did help the defense. He came back and I just want them to go back to the roots, man. To be that, I always felt like the Rams were really good on defense, and then, you know, they just kind of started playing too soft. And I get it, because they don't have the talent and they have to play that certain style. But if they get the pieces like, you know, a pass rusher here and then like sign a corner, because I'll be honest, man, our players are all 8-round picks, man, and you can't really expect guys to
Blue chippers
perform that good if they're that late. You know, if they come out good,
they're
cool,
not
but
blue
there's
chippers.
a reason why they fall that bad.
Yeah.
And the speed is not there. The speed is not there. You know,
It's not there.
You can't teach speed. You know, and that's the problem. We don't have guys, like you said earlier. We don't have the talent. Not saying the guys we have are bad. It's just like their ceiling is not. They can't get that much better. Now, if you get guys that are already at the same level or have talent, you could build off of that. And I just feel like some of these guys we have are, you know, like you said, Kobe Durant. He played really good the first year, and then he didn't really do much this year. So we'll see how he performs this year. But they said that this is his year to see what they have, and if he doesn't do much this year, they already know what kind of a player he is, right?
Yeah, he's a nickel guy.
Yeah, he's just a guy. And
because Jalen Ramsey was still there, so he was able to cherry pick. He was able to cherry pick his first year, and then now when he wasn't ready to be the guy, he wasn't ready to take over the mantle of being the guy, and hopefully now Quentin Lake's in there. Quentin Lake actually played better than he did. The different,
yeah, I like Quentin Lake, I really do. I mean, just hopefully he could. His thing is staying healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
amazing that Witherspoon could come in and be the best guy in their secondary.
But see, that's what I'm telling you. Like he comes back and he's the best guy in the secondary, and I'm just like that. Not saying that just says a lot about the other guys we have, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like Kobe. To me, if I'm Kobe Durant after the first year that I had, right, breaking out, playing so good, and this guy comes in and he's got a few picks and I ain't got nothing, I'm gonna be like,
it looks,
what the hell?
Yeah, it looked bad when they started calling him the land shark and he just disappeared.
Yeah,
Now
like what happened to the land shark?
He's more of a guppy now, a little flounder, you know.
Yeah, that's when you need like a Jim Schwartz. You know, Jim Schwartz has that face that you know guys have that face you want to punch him in the jaw. He has that face, and I think Raheem Morris is a little too nice. Like, hey, it'd be nice if we see the land shark today's game.
Raheem seems like he was like one of two, like
one of the guys,
back, you know, like
one of the guys.
I want a defense coordinator that's gonna be like, hey man, you guys are playing, like you said, a Jim Schwartz. So somebody's just gonna tell them, put them in their place, like, hey, what are you doing out there? You sleeping?
Yeah, like, hey, hey, are we gonna see the land shark today?
I want a coach that's gonna put his foot up there, these guys' ass, you know.
Yeah.
If not, and I think that's why I feel like that's why the Chargers fell too, because Brandon Staley's not that kind of guy either. Like he didn't seem like a very he just seemed more of a laid back guy. Maybe like, come on guys, this is just too mellow. And you can see when the coaching staff is like that. I know that's why I'm like, man, the Seahawks got a good cast over there.
The NFC West is gonna be the best division in the NFC next year.
We'll see what about the Cardinals though, because
Kyler Murray. Who's the coach over there now in Arizona?
The defense coordinator for the Eagles, Gannon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's not.
You got two defensive coordinators as head coaches, and then two
offensive coaches,
offensive-minded coaches. In the
I can't wait to see Jim Harbaugh's faces on the sidelines with the Chargers. All the reactions that he does, all the faces that he makes. Jim Harbaugh. That's a good hire, man.
I'm actually excited for the Chargers to see, because I have a family that are Chargers fans, because they actually lived in San Diego, and I watch the games, and I like Justin Herbert, and I wouldn't mind if they actually had some success. Not saying I'm a Chargers fan, but I would to get some success over there.
Well, I like it because they're in our house, and you have Harbaugh with Bowman, linebacker coach, and the big splash, right? And that just gives us a kick in the ass to win faster.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to be looked out like you don't want to look down and have the media or us to be what's the word here I'm looking for, overshadowed by them.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. So I get what you're saying. I do. That's why I do like that pickup. What was the Chargers coach? What's he going to be doing for us? That the Rams signed.
Did we sign him? I thought we were talking to him.
No, he's part of the Rams crew.
Let's see. I'll tell you right now.
Hey, SM says Rams got to keep acting.
Are you talking about Are you talking?
They did last year.
I'm talking about what's his name? Griff Smith.
Yeah. What was his job title with the Chargers?
He was he was their interim coach, and then he was let's see, where did it go?
I'm telling you, man, him coming over might be a good thing, and You know, when coaches leave, you know players follow.
He's going to be the defensive line coach. Oh, that's right. He took over for Eric Henderson.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, you don't think a Mac can come to the D line?
Yeah, huh?
I could.
Man, we're gonna miss Eric. We're gonna miss Eric Henderson, though, man. Shit.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine too. But I like Eric because Kobe Turner and all these guys. Doing really good. The guy that we can't lose is Ryan Wendell, the offensive line offensive line coach.
Dude, I knew right away. Him coming in, I thought to myself, I looked him up and then I did a little bit more research. I'm like, oh shit! So he was on the actual offensive line when the Patriots were on top. So he knows, how to get these guys going.
I remember that was a hell of a hire, man. That was a key hire.
Oh yeah, and then it's like I said, it's not being talked about it enough, which is good. So we don't want our guys to keep getting poached, man. I'm getting tired of it. But this guy coming from the Chargers organization, McVay knows what he's doing. Like, why would they bring somebody like that to replace Eric Henderson? Like, he was a big staple in the defense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, McVay knows what he's doing. That's why I'm like, okay, he knows what he's doing. As far as that aspect, the Chris Steele thing, I still think like, okay, man, I gotta wait and see. But
we have to. The jury's out.
Yeah, man, because like I just, the offensive coordinator was a good pickup. I was like, hell yeah. But the defense, I hope he knows what he's doing because they interviewed the DB coach from the Ravens and they let him go. They didn't get him. And I was thinking, man, that would be good because those are the guys that you want that have that gritty type of defense. Like they were shutting up the Niners in every play, man. Like, and that's I feel like that's what needs to change though, because like the Rams can score on the Niners. It's always been the defense that falls short. Like they kind of let up all the big plays. Offense, like for me, the offense has always been successful against the Niners. I don't care. They've always said, oh, they got the top five defense. We're still scoring points on them easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. So who do you got winning?
For me, I feel like this type of defense.
Who do you got winning tomorrow?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, man. I got to.
What score do you got? I got 30-24.
What was the score last time?
Oh, the 2019.
I feel like the score is gonna be like similar. They're gonna go They're gonna go down in the same fashion.
It
might be like 20. It might be like 27. Maybe like 27. 23 or 27-20, but yeah, the Chiefs. I got the
31-20.
31-20. Yeah, you see, I have them 27-20 or 27-21.
Yeah, man. You know what? The more I think about it, I got 30-24 with the Niners scoring a late field goal or a late touchdown to make it that close. I think that Mahomes got him, dude. I think that there's teams that have their number. Remember,
I'm telling you, dude, Mahomes looked too like even the way he was interviewing and he wasn't getting the respect.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he was not getting the respect when they were asking him questions. Dude, he's the best quarterback in the league.
Well, like if you were Mahomes and you looked across, like, you know how they're standing on the platform up next to Brock Purdy?
Right.
He has respect for Brock Purdy because he's a pro. But are you really going to want to let this kid beat you?
It's not. It's
I
not
mean,
even a. I get what you're saying.
you know what I
To
mean?
me,
Like,
was,
are you going to let
I
him
think
outperform you? You're going to let him
they
outperform you. This
they
first,
were just not giving him the respect, dude. He's like,
oh yeah, the
you
reporters,
know,
yeah.
everybody, the media's not like they were kind of downplaying him a little bit, like, oh, well,
Well,
what
they're
are
on the
you?
night. They're all on the Niner train.
They were like, what are you gonna do? And if you know, if it was me, I'd have been like, what am I gonna do? You should ask them what they're gonna do. I've been back to back already.
Yeah.
I've won. I'm the big fish here. I'm the shark in this tank, and that's not what they're doing. They're thinking like, man, you know.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying because Brock Purdy's so inexperienced as far as the postseason, and he struggled in these other two games, and then you're looking across the sky and he
It's
stands in the
because
way.
there's more film on him. They know,
Yeah.
you know, nobody's gonna be unstoppable. Like even Brady, even Brady, like most of his wins were always comeback wins, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, like the league, you don't think these top guys, Spags and Reed, are ready to put a stop on Brock Purdy? Like, I just don't see that they're gonna lose to I just don't see it happening. It might be close, but then I think they're just gonna game plan them real good, you know, trick them, and give them. Because that's why he struggled with the defenses from the AFC side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was telling your guys, all the AFC teams, they game planned them real good. It was because like when the Baltimore, they smashed the Niners, man. Like,
well, I mean, like check this, like check this out, Fernando. Like
that was
you could
when
only
they said, "Oh, that was a fluke game." I'm like, bro, he would have thrown 5 picks, 5.
well, like
I was like
okay, like when you get your schedule and you have the teams in front of you that you're going to play, right? It's not your fault that you play out. Your team is better than these other teams, right? So when they show me all these stats with Brock Purdy and the Niners have all these wins, and well, look, which game has the Niners been an underdog? They should be doing this. I mean, they're way better than most of the teams they play, and his stats are there because they're so much better. Now,
well, yeah,
what
they
is his
should
stats?
win, right? Like, that's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
no,
Win,
but that's not taking away what he's doing. But there's a reason why. Now, let's say you put these same Niners with Brock Purdy in the AFC North, they would probably finish third place because they would be getting swept or split with the other three teams.
Yeah, no, for me, I look at it this. If you were to put Brock Purdy, move him to a different team, I'm gonna say this, like
That's a good point.
Move him to like the Carolina Panthers or the Bears. Is he still gonna be the guy he is right now in the 49ers? I don't think so.
No.
I can almost bet money, like he's not gonna be exactly how he is because he doesn't have the weapons. He doesn't have the offensive line over there. They'll swallow him up.
Yeah, and that's not his fault. That's why when they get the Niner fans get so triggered when you call him a system quarterback, and the reason why you say that is because in this system with Kyle Shanahan system and all these weapons around him, he's a perfect fit for this team. He's mobile enough to get away. He can buy some time. Guys are running wide open. You have a good running game, even though the offensive line's not good by pass protection. They do make holes for him because of the scheming.
For me, I always hear the same thing. They said that about Jamie. They said that about Kaepernick. This was the next, the next great quarterback. And I'm like, okay. And then guess what?
That's so irritating. They even compared him to Joe Montana.
But when they say, they say that Brock Purdy's better than Jimmy, but the numbers they're eerie similar.
They're the same thing. It's the same thing.
The only difference was that Jimmy was a little bit older already and not as mobile. But
Well, he came off of a major injury. Jimmy G, those 5 games, they were meaningless games. He was more mobile. And then he got hurt in the next year. Was it the next year? I think so. And he lost a lot of that mobility. And then it took him a while. He was shell shocked for a while. He looked scared in certain games. And he wasn't the same player, but against us, you wouldn't think so, man. The fucking guy looked like Dan Marino against us.
it's because I'm going back to how the defense was set up. They would attack the middle of the field all the time, right down the middle.
That's all, yeah.
And that's why we had no answer for it, because we didn't have any linebackers to really do
you know
anything.
you know what we were doing, and it was so frustrating for me. And I know I'm not a pro coach, and I'm not. I don't know better than these guys. Our defense was still doing the same. Give him the stuff in front of us. Don't give him the deep pass, and he's not going to throw the deep pass, Jimmy G. Once in a blue moon.
That's why you should have brought the guys more forward.
Yeah,
you know, like,
we play into their scheme, and then they make it so much harder. They make it so much harder for us to score.
They're not going to throw the deep ball down like to Debo. He's not that type of wide receiver, you know.
And that's the thing. Even when we didn't have a lot of talent last year with the young guys learning, why don't we jam Kittle on 3rd down and somebody hit or jam Debo, hinder him so that way he can't get that little crossing pattern, walking his way on 3rd down. We would just give it to him. 3rd and 8. We give him 9 yards.
And then the
Play
worst
physical.
part. See, the worst part is we'd miss those tackles, and those little short dump offs would turn for 15, 20 years, or they'll take it to the house. And
you know what's going to happen, and we're watching it on TV, so the game's going fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but you see it coming.
Soft coverage. They're playing that soft coverage, and they're gonna dump it off to a little wheel route to like a Debo or a Kittle, and your guys are already 10 yards away. Well, guess what? Now they got to close the gap, right? And the guys we had were good, but they missed those tackles, dude. You can't miss the tackles.
And you don't see nobody selling out. Like, there's a blocker, fucking throw him into the ball carrier.
Yeah, man. Just box him in.
Box them in, or fall down at their feet and trip them both.
See,
that's what we used to do. If you're blocked, like fall down in their feet and you'll trip them both.
The Rams need to learn, and I've said this before, and tell me I'm wrong. If the Rams learn how to beat the Niners, like, because I always look at this, and I'm tired of looking at it. Those are like almost 2 losses you're gonna start off with, right? Even though you're 0-0. You're already down 2 if they beat you constantly in the regular season. If you lose to them, how are you going to be the number 1 seed in the league?
Yeah.
The Rams could beat anybody in the NFC, but if you can't beat the Niners, then you're not going to be the number 1 seed, and you're not going to win the division. You know, so until you learn how to play against them and beat them, you're always going to be. What's your best record you can have if you're constantly losing to them? What was it, 12 wins or something like that?
Yeah.
They just, to me, I think I told somebody, if you have a team that can beat the Niners in the NFC, you can beat anybody else. You have the better quarterback. And you have, to me, I think McVay's still 1 step ahead of Shanahan as far as play calling and designing, getting guys open. Because remember, they weren't this good until they got McCaffrey. They were not this good.
Oh, I mean,
he opened up the playbook for him.
Christian McCaffrey has been, what is he, like 70% of the offense, man?
And
they throw to him, run to him.
Yeah, if I'm the defense coordinator, I'm gonna try to game plan for him and Debo, and about I'll worry about Kittle, and you make sure try to stick them the best you can, and you know don't let them get
Yeah.
yards after the carry. That's it.
Yep.
Those are your two. Like I said earlier, when the Niners have lost games, it's because one is not playing good, or they kept them under 100, or Debo went out. So
Yeah, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I think Mahomes going to get them. Hopefully,
if they do
we'll be
get
happy
them, man,
tomorrow.
we can't let the Niners easy. We can't let them off the hook, man.
We can't let them off the hook. Hopefully, we'll be happy tomorrow. We'll do a post game live happy. And we'll
like
see
on
what
Facebook
happens.
it says Mark safe from bang bang. But I do really see it, man. I can see them not going out. Like what big games have the Chiefs really lost? They lost the AFC that one time, but who did they lose it to? Burrow and the
Yeah.
Bengals. Those are Burrow is the only guy I feel like in that division that can play good against Mahomes. That's another guy.
Oh yeah, man.
That I like as a quarterback. That besides the only fact that he's kind of gotten hurt a little bit.
Well, he went to Levi's and at one point had like 18 passes in a row.
He lit him up.
He lit him up, man. That's what I'm saying.
They had no answer for him, and the defense was playing good too. Like that defense was playing better than the Niners defense, and I just feel like that's what the Rams need to do: is play more man, gritty, not be scared to punch these guys in the mouth, and just play like when you line up with these guys, just jam them up, and you're gonna take the shots away. And if they can't throw, they're gonna try to run. But the Rams have been pretty good at stopping the run. Even with this young core.
Well, look at like when we play the Niners, they find a way. They triple team, double team Aaron Donald, right?
See,
and
we need a pass rusher. We need somebody.
We need a pass rusher, but I think at times, we have film on what they do. We should take one of our guys and have our guys not even try to rush the passer, just go directly into one of the guys that's double teaming Aaron Donald to give him a one-on-one.
See, sometimes
to give him a one-on-one stunt.
I've always kind of thought like in defense, why don't how the offensive line double teams a player?
Yeah.
Or triple. Why doesn't the defensive player double team a offensive player? Like boom, real quick, run his ass over. I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, like Bosa. He's a pain in the ass. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna run right at Bosa, Avila, and Larry Jackson. Get him.
Yeah, like
get him.
Right? Get him.
I don't care if we don't get no yards. Get him. He's gonna be tired. He's gonna be beat up by the second, third quarter comes around.
One last thing I noticed about the Niners defense, they start off good, but they just get gassed out, man.
Yeah,
they're
running around
pretty quick.
They're running around. Fred Warner and Greenlaw are missiles, and they get tired. If you go on a long drive,
those guys are their playmakers. To me, that's their defense. As much as I don't like those two guys,
yeah,
I respect them.
And what you have to do with those guys, and that's what we did, Fernando, is they're Greenlaw, and it's easier said than done. But when you run against them, you have to have your head on a swivel. When you get to the second level, get in their way because they're torpedoing for the ball carrier. So you block the first guy and now look for Greenlaw. Now look for Warner to finish it up. And then once you get past that and you're getting away, you have your clear sailing, man, because those DBs, they don't want to hit nobody. They don't have Jimmy Ward out there no more.
Well, if you got guys like Avila that ain't scared to put them on their ass.
Yeah. You get through the initial contact, and then you have your O lineman look for Warner or Greenlaw, get in their way or pop them, and then you just break that motherfucker. That's what we did the first game. We scored in the red zone, and you had Avila out there looking for. I think I did the. Do I still have the clip?
Yeah, put it up, man. Let's see that.
Let me see if I still have it. Let's see. I think I have the newer ones. Let me see. Do I still have the clip? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can put it back in here. Let me see if I still have it. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna have a Super Bowl party at the beginning of the year because I usually like to host them because I have a big smoker in my backyard. I do
shit,
like
yeah.
ribs and briskets. But then a lot of my friends were like, "Man, I don't want to. I'm not gonna do nothing. I don't think I'm gonna go." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Like, none of them wanted to do anything because of the fact that the Niners were in the Super Bowl." Like my cousin,
shit! I don't want to see them win.
I was like, I feel you, man. I don't really want to do all this food to watch them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I'll watch and maybe order some pizza or something.
Yeah.
But that's as far as it's.
Yeah, I'll change that motherfucking. Let's see. Do I have it here? Let's see if this is it. Let me see. I think this is the little pass inside, and then Avila gets Greenlaw. Let's see. Or this might be the run. Let's see. Okay, let me put it up real quick. Here we go.
First and goal from the 6. Stafford, Williams, blockers in front, the cutback, and the touchdown.
Let me see if there's another one. Hold on. But like, see how easy that play was? You had Avila running by the goal line, and that's a big dude. You're not going to get in his way. Let's see. Hold on.
See, that's all they are is bullies. And once the bully gets beat up, dude, they don't mess with you anymore. You know, and every time we played the Niners, we always are up on them, and then guess what? The defense is the one that caves on us, and they catch up. Weren't we up on them right before halftime too?
Yeah, and then Darian Kendrick gave up that damn PI, and then our clock keeper.
The offense. It's not the offense.
No.
It's the defense. The type of defense that they play, it doesn't match up good with how the Niners operate. They're not throwing the deep ball, so it's pointless to play zone because they're going to just hit the little corners, run at the corner, or they're going to dump it off right in the middle. That's like their 3 types of attacks on the Rams. And I'm like, dude, how do you guys not know that that's like their 3 things? Down the middle, to the side, or running down the middle.
Let's see. I think this is the run. Let me see. Here's the run.
In motion on 3rd and 1. Williams towards the goal line, pushing through for the touchdown.
Let's see on this little screen pass. Watch 73 of Avila, and I think Greenlaw. He just gets in his way. Watch.
First and goal from the 6. Stafford, Williams, blockers in front, the cutback, and the touchdown.
We have the horses to beat this team. We just need to get some more talent on the defense, and that way we can get a pass rush and knock them on their ass because it's there, man. It's there.
Yeah, man.
We just gotta get some more pieces.
We need them to lose so the Rams can win it back again, and we can win 2 more Super Bowls while they won none. Because
it would be hilarious if they go through the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era, and they don't win it. They don't win it, and McVay wins one more or two more. That would be funny, man.
It's like you said, this Santa Clara team is not the same one from the '90s. You know.
Yep. And it's funny because they talk so much smack about we went 5-12 after we won the Super Bowl, and I go, well, what's worse? We won the Super Bowl, and then the next year we had injuries and went 5-12. Aaron Donald went out, Kupp went out, Stafford went out. We had to get Baker Mayfield off of the plane to beat the Raiders, or the Niners lost the Super Bowl, and the next year they went 6-10. What is worse? What would you rather have? Going 5-12 but win the Super Bowl, or go 6-10 and lose the Super Bowl? What is better? That's what they did. So, we go back and forth, but I think I'd rather have the ring all the time and then have a bad season next year.
Yeah, for me, when I just see some 49ers fans, they say.
Oh, I lost you. I lost your audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I got you.
For me, it's like, yeah, you guys have been to the NFC, you guys have been to the club, but you guys haven't won it, so that doesn't matter. To me, that's like you lost still.
Yep.
But
that's the thing that they don't want to give us credit for it. They don't realize that the following year when they swept us again, we didn't have Big Wit. We had a sleepwalking Allen Robinson. We had OBJ wasn't there. He didn't even play that year. Von Miller was gone. It was a different team than the team that won the Super Bowl. And plus we were beat up. But we never truly got to run it back with the same team again. That's unfortunate. Big Win retired.
And we ended up having Noteboom left tackle.
Got hurt game one.
And I don't know what it was. He just completely fell off. Like the 2021 season, he looked okay, he looked good.
Yeah.
But he just fell off, and
he did it again. This year, I say he did it again. He, instead of a starter at left tackle,
yeah,
he's a guy that can come in and move around for a short time, because he played when our guy got hurt and he filled in and he was fine.
yeah, but see, you're paying him way too much money, and
for a role guy.
Yeah, he'll play 2 games, be out 3, and he just we can't have that.
Yeah, because now we have Dotson. We're gonna have to give Dotson a pretty penny, and
I would and then Coleman Shelton
he's
gonna be a restricted free agent, so he might be gone. And
so we have to be careful because we got to make good decisions. But I like that we have more beef on the offensive line, so we can wear on these guys and guys that they can run block.
If the Rams can sign a left tackle, and I don't know if you've seen this or heard about it, it's Tyron Smith, the left tackle from the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
If they can sign him, because he's a free agent this next year, I don't know if they'll decide to extend him, because they still have to do pay CeeDee Lamb, and they also have to pay Micah Parsons.
Dak's contract screws them.
Yeah, and his contract is due, so they have to either decide if they want to extend him. So that to me leaves they'll have to cut him or move, because. But if because he's only he's 30. How old is he? 33 or 34? Let me see. Do you know how old he is?
Let me see. I didn't know he was that old, though. Tell you the truth, I thought he was 29 or something.
No, he's in his 30s.
Let me see. Okay. Let me see. He is 33.
So, but see,
He was born
he's
December
33.
1990.
So he's 33. But if you can sign him for a 3-year deal, say like 36 million, he's still younger than Whitworth. We got Whitworth when he was what, 36 or 37?
Yeah.
And this guy is definitely better than Whitworth.
Yeah, I
So
mean, if he's not injury prone, and if he's not injury prone, I don't think he is, and he's still playing at a high level. Why not, man? Because that's our 3-year window right there for Stafford.
that's what I've been saying. And for me is get one of these tackles in the draft and have him sit behind Tyron Smith and learn from one of these like vet guys.
And then he has,
Steve
Steve Avila right there to clean shit up. I mean, I love seeing Steve Avila. Larry Jackson will be struggling with somebody like a Bosa, and then here comes Steve Avila, boom, from the side.
see, you could even. I want them to keep Jackson, but keep up and maybe move him to left guard, and you could keep. You could keep Avila at center because that's his natural position in high school. I mean college.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you could have a lineup of Tyron Smith, left tackle, left guard would be Allard Jackson.
Havenstein is a right
tackle,
right
still.
side,
and then
Dotson.
Right guard, dude. And I've been saying this. Can you imagine giving Stafford a little bit more time in the pocket, like a half second more? Dude, that's ridiculous. So you can look what he's doing with this lineup already, but now you're gonna give him an even better line. Like,
You know what? At times last year, even against good teams like the Ravens, our line was elite as far as pass protection. He was back there for 2, 3, 4 seconds looking around. It was like our Super Bowl line.
Yeah, don't remind me of that Super Bowl line.
But you know how like sometimes he'd be able to go to progressive 1, 2, come back down over here. At times this line looked elite in pass protection against good teams. He had a lot of time at times. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, I think they're gonna kind of, what do they call it when the O-line gets redone?
Revamped?
Yeah, they're gonna revamp the O-line.
Yeah.
I definitely do think they're gonna do that because I just I can't let them see them Dotson walk. He was a big.
No, they can't. No.
That was why the run game got so good, and so did everything.
Yeah, no, I think we have to sign him. He played so good, and he's got the Steelers are kicking themselves, man. They gave us 2 good players.
Yeah, and he's young too, dude. Like, he's really. When I seen him, okay, so obviously when you see these guys playing in the field, they don't look that big. But when they do the locker room celebration, dude, that guy's a monster.
He's got beef on him. That's what I say. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this guy is huge. Like, I forgot who he was standing next to, and he just towered him. Made this guy look like a child. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. He's 6'4", 321 pounds, according to his stats.
Yeah, man, that's what they need to do. Just maybe they got their work cut out of them, but they got to figure out who they're going to bring back and who they're not. I think they move off of Brian Allen because he lost his job too, right? So why bring him back?
Yeah.
And they're paying him too much money.
I can't believe that we brought back Logan Bruss.
Yeah, but he's still be in the practice squad. There's nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, but remember how he looked though? Like he was coming off that injury, and he looked so mechanical. He was falling back and stuff, and like he almost got Stetson Bennett killed.
Yeah,
He,
that
he
was
didn't look.
preseason.
Yeah, that was preseason, but he just didn't look good, man. And I don't know. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I was surprised we brought him back. It's because they used a first round pick on him.
It was the third round.
Earlier round pick. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's why they're not trying to give up on him. But
I think that's what it is mostly. But hopefully he'll do the job. I don't have nothing against him. But when I saw Stetson Bennett almost get killed, and he fell back like horribly. Like the guy didn't even do nothing. He just fell back. Like, oh my God.
But see, what position would they have him play? Because isn't Warren McClendon the right tackle? And he looked
Warren McClendon's still there. Yep, he's learning. Didn't even get a chance to play. So yeah, things look good, man.
I hope everything goes to plan tomorrow. And
me too, man.
Because that means they're gonna fall off, dude. Because that's it. You know, their players are gonna start leaving. The coaches are gonna start leaving, and now they're just gonna be looked at as a choice.
I'm just hoping that it's not too good to be true, because if they lose this game, this is a black eye on everything that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan built over 7 years. Imagine 7 years and not a Super Bowl, right? All these good teams. And if they lose this game, another big game, they lost it, even though it's Mahomes, but another loss in a big game, they can go into a tailspin, another Super Bowl hangover. Guys are going to be frustrated. Guys going to be all pissed off. You know, they want to start the playoffs right away. They might start out sluggish. They're going to lose some guys in free agency. Could be, I mean, it's too good to be true, maybe. I hope they do lose, because it's so beautiful if they do lose, because that's what they're going to be looking at. And the Rams are up and coming, rising at the time that they might be, that window of the Super Bowl is closing for them. Even though Brock Purdy's up and coming player, who knows if he plays like crap in this game, but we'll see, man. Hopefully it's not too good to be true.
For me, it's because it's when the Niners lose the big games, that's when they want to be humble.
Yeah.
They want to be like, oh, well, we played tough. We got far. But, and that's what I can't stand about them. Oh, now you guys want to be humble. That's how you guys should be the whole time, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, honestly, I can't really stand the fan base. There's like a very small handful of Niner fans that I can talk to. The rest, I'm like, all right, man. Can't talk to you guys.
Yeah, like I have some buddies that are Niner fans, and then that's something I met from having my channel.
If you notice, those are like the OG Niner fans.
Yeah.
The new ones, you can't talk to them.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't talk to them, man. Like, you can't talk to them at all. They're just they're the ones that make their fan base look like shit, to be honest.
Yeah, they always talk about the regular season wins.
Or they don't acknowledge players that are really good. Like I give credit to their players. Like, I'm like, man, I wish we had as much as, like I said earlier, I don't like them, but man, like, they're still good. And
I like Fred Warner. Imagine Fred Warner with us and Aaron Donald.
I don't like Fred Warner because he gave Stafford that dirty ass hit in the NFC.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. They didn't. Yeah. That was a dirty ass hit, dude. Like, he went in.
Oh yeah, and the referees didn't protect Stafford. If that was Brady, he wouldn't have got away with it.
He would have got ejected. If it was anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, like, they'll even say, oh, Cooper Kupp is washed, or they'll say, oh, he's not a good receiver. He only had one good season. Yeah. I'm like, dude, shut up, man.
Well, it's the same guys saying that are the ones that think that the NFL started in 1981 when Bill Walsh went to the Niners.
Yeah, man. Like, that's why. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could talk to Seahawks fans, Cardinals fans, and they feel the same way about the Niners. They'll say the same thing. Like,
like we were talking earlier, Like they don't give the Rams due because the pre Super Bowls, the championships, and they poke their nose at it. And I'm like, well, if it was so easy, how come the Niners never won nothing at that time? Where were you guys at?
And then they'll say, well, why haven't you got? Why you guys haven't caught up? And I'm like, oh, there's a free agency, and then there's a cap now. You know.
Well, they always say that. I'm like, well, you guys can't even win one. How come Santa Clara can't catch up to San Francisco?
Yeah.
And it was a hell of a 13-year run.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a hell of a 13-year run. They had lightning in a bottle. They had an owner that was willing to spend money on players.
You know why they won?
Bill Walsh, all those guys.
They actually had quarterbacks that could play.
Yep. 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They let the Buccaneers gave away Steve Young.
and that's why quarterbacks are the reason why you win championship games, man. Like, you know.
But even Steve Young, look at Steve Young. They had to go out and get Deion Sanders to get over the hump against the Cowboys. He was the Jimmy Garoppolo of the championship game against the Cowboys. They couldn't beat him. They talk all the smack against Stafford. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, shut up. If you guys remember, you guys that are Niner fans, Steve Young couldn't beat the Cowboys. It wasn't until they went out and got Deion Sanders to help him get over the hump.
You want to hear a good joke? The Niners are just a red version of the Cowboys. Exactly. And I heard that, I started laughing because I was like, I've never heard one. A red version of the Cowboys. Every time they say the same thing. Oh, this is our year. We're gonna win it this time. Do they not?
Yeah.
They say that, and now you guys hate them because you guys are the same. You guys are the same fan bases. You guys are annoying.
Well, like, check this out. Like I have a lot of nicknames because we go back and forth. We call them the wait till next year crew, the can't get right crew. The a lot of people are calling the 29ers. We call them Santa Clara crew, the wish version of the San Francisco Niners, all kinds of stuff. We go back and forth. And I tell them this, I go, look, why is it that the Niner faithful, they're going to take over this stadium, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Well, why is it that the Cowboys are the number one valued franchise, right? They're number one valued in sports, period, right? The Niners are behind the Rams, valued franchise. Their Niners are so great in all the 5 Super Bowls, and the Rams franchise is valued higher. They're third behind the Patriots and the Cowboys.
Yep.
And they don't like it. And I go, well, that's just facts. You guys should be up there with the Cowboys.
And they also get mad when you tell them about their stadium that it's trash.
Oh yeah,
It's one of the worst stadiums in the league.
They like I said, and they get mad when I go back and forth with the guy Rambo. I go, Rambo, it's only fitting that the Niners have a stadium like that because you guys don't win Super Bowls anymore. Why would you have a nice Super Bowl? Why would you have a nice stadium if you can't win Super Bowls anymore? You don't need a good stadium. That's what you guys deserve over there. No wonder they come to SoFi, because now you got to finally see a good game in a real stadium.
They're like, oh, this is what a comfortable chair is to sit in, huh?
But honestly, I'm at a Rams whatever game, Denver Bronco game, right? And I'll see a handful of Niner fans with Purdy or whoever it is, Ayuk, whatever jersey.
You, when I was at the Browns
they're
game,
playing at Levi.
When we were playing the Browns, I saw a handful of Niner guys come, like, wearing their. I'm like,
yeah. While the Niners are playing, yeah. I seen him at training camp. A couple guys at training camp. A couple of dudes went to the trophy ceremony. They love the Rams, dude. They just don't want to admit it. They love that. They love the Rams, dude.
It's because they feel like what's that saying? They're losing the control. You know?
Yeah.
That's when you start panicking and stressing out. Like, you know, maybe when they were in St. Louis, they weren't worried. But now that they're back here and they won this championship and they actually see that the fan base is growing, that's why they're like, oh, you guys don't have fans. Well, okay. Keep saying that, right?
Like I always point out, in 2015 and 2016, when the Niners weren't very good, they couldn't sell out. That's why I always show that clip. Another empty stadium at Levi Stadium. What's going on with the Niner faithful? Are they not so faithful anymore?
And you know what they said? Oh, it was people were halftime, or there was people getting beers.
Yeah, they're all in the lounge. They're all in the John.
Stadium? Yeah, half a stadium? Oh, God.
They're all in the lounge looking at the screens. They're buying nachos.
Must be like
those are real clips. I remember when they had when they were on hard times, and I would go to sports bars, and you wouldn't see more than a couple of Niner fans in there. You wouldn't see Niner fans.
That jersey sale that you posted up earlier.
Yeah,
that explains it all. It's a bunch of fakefuls, not facefuls, fakefuls. They just, you know.
Well, I mean, I remember like the Patriots, like I said, before Tom Brady came and they won those Super Bowls, you wouldn't see Patriots fans in Southern California. Really, you wouldn't. You would not see, but that's what happens when teams win. They start getting fans.
And now you don't really see no Patriot fans.
Yeah, now you don't see them again, but that's what happened before Tom Brady and they won those Super Bowls. I say this, before they won the second and third, you didn't hardly see Patriots fans in Southern California, and now you do. So but I remember you couldn't shake a stick at 2 or 3 Niner fans in a sports bar during that time when they had JT O'Sullivan being the quarterback. And they were like 3-13 or whatever it was. They were horrible. Yeah. You wouldn't see Niner fans, man. That's why they don't get credit for, we take over the stadium. Okay, well, you still lost though, like us. They took over our stadium in the NFC Championship game. They talk about how we had to go to a hard count, the hard count, and we still won.
It's also. You see more Niners fans because, again, the Raiders left too. And there was no Rams.
Yeah.
So, realistically, it was just San Francisco to choose from.
Yeah. What's up, King Keith?
Hey, it is 2:00 in the morning, Rudy, and you're still talking about us.
We're just having a conversation. We're talking about, King Keith, you're perfect. So how long have you been a Niner fan?
All my life, buddy.
Whoa, how long is that though? That's what I'm asking you. How long?
24 years.
Okay, so
he's never seen them win a Super Bowl either. See?
That's what we're talking about. But props to you. I'm not clowning you on that. I just want to ask you, do you remember the 2015-2016 season when Levi Stadium was empty? Why was that?
Yes.
Why was that though? You know how they say Niner faithful.
Obviously, Rudy. Obviously, you're not going to spend your hard-earned money to see your team lose. You guys got to understand this. We're faithful, but we're not going to spend our hard-earned money if we got I think it was a coach named Chip Kelly, or the other dude. I forgot his name. We're not going to spend our hard-earned money to go. We'll watch it on the TV. What's the problem with that?
Okay. So quick question. Could the Rams fans use that same concept then?
Yeah, if you guys had any fans.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong.
You guys barely sell out your own stadium. The NFL had to give you a Super Bowl just for you guys to get some fans.
Now, how did they give us a Super Bowl? That's what we hear.
Have the Chiefs in there.
How did the NFL? How did they give us a Super Bowl? We beat you guys in the championship game. How did they give us a Super Bowl? Did they give us that game?
You didn't have the Chiefs. We had Garoppolo. To be honest, if we had this team, you would not get past us. And Rudy, I hate how you say that. Oh, if we would have made it past the Lions, you would have beat us. Rudy,
we probably would. I feel that we would have beat you guys.
Rudy, Stop. There's delusion, and then there's you really believe that. You do not believe that.
No, I believe that. Did you watch the Lion game? Did you even watch the Lions and Rams game?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so then that's why you say that.
Well, no, I had to say that because I was busy watching my team.
No, I'm talking about the Lions and Rams game when everybody was watching that game.
Oh
the
yeah,
Rams,
yeah. No, I didn't see that game. No.
Okay, so the reason why I say that is because the Rams had that game. They were winning that game. Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua, and that's not the only reason the Rams didn't score in the red zone. But there was 2 big calls that the Rams didn't get, and they lost by 1 point. Now, you guys, Brock Purdy struggled against the Packers. He struggled against the Lions. You struggled against Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua. We're going to blow you guys out. He's not going to be able to come back.
We struggled, but who won, Rudy? Who won that game?
No, you won, but okay.
Doesn't that matter, the outcome of it?
No, it does. The W is all that matters. But let me ask you this: Is it an impressive feat beating a team that they were big favorites on? Brock Purdy came back against 2 teams that they were
favorites or not. They're in the championship game. You cannot give a team. You can't belittle a team because they're not the favorites. That's ridiculous.
No, but if listen, what I'm saying is Brock Purdy struggled in both of those games, but he gets major kudos for coming back. But yet that team was big underdogs to the Niners. They were picked to beat them by over a touchdown in both games. So why is that so impressive that he came back against teams that they should have won easily?
So you're calling the Lions sorry.
No, the Lions are a good team, but are you guys better than the Lions or not?
Yes, we beat them.
Okay, so we feel that we're better than the Lions because of Matthew Stafford.
Oh, okay. So you think you're better than the Lions because you guys lost to them?
No, I feel that we're better because we have Puka Nacua, we have Cooper Kupp, we have Matthew Stafford, we have Sean McVay.
Lost, though. So does that make you not good?
We lost by 1 point, and what I was saying was if we would have got through that game, I could see that we could beat you guys because Brock Purdy struggled in those 2 games.
Yeah, but Brock Purdy got it done. So does that make Purdy better than Matthew Stafford then? Because we got
you know the answer to that.
Well, I'm asking you because you're saying you guys were better. You're saying that you guys lost, but you guys are better. That's what you're saying. You know that, right, Rudy?
Okay, so we lost the game.
But see, you can't use those theories like, well, we beat this team and you guys lost to this team, and that's what we've been trying to say, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we lost the game by 1 point. We were driving. They grabbed Puka Nacua's jersey from behind, and it was a PI call they didn't give us. We would have had the ball on the Lions 26. We probably could have kicked the field goal. If he makes it, then we have the lead. We still have to hold them off, but we didn't. But what I'm telling you is, say, well, you lost. Okay, well, we lost, but we could have won that game very easily. But it is what it is because we have a young team. But
we could have beat you guys if that guy catch that interception from Matthew Stafford, right?
There was still like 4 minutes.
There was a lot of time left.
No,
I don't agree with that. Do you know how much time there was?
Game if we caught that interception.
No, you wouldn't have. You know how much time was left?
Rudy.
You know how much time? Wait. So if you guys get the interception, the game's over?
No.
It could have been.
There was 9 minutes left. There was 9 minutes left.
You're basing it off what ifs. Rudy.
There was 9. Well, wait. Let's say you guys get that interception. There was 9 minutes left. Your offensive line was Swiss cheese. Do you think we wouldn't have got to Jimmy Garoppolo sooner? You guys would have won 3 and out.
Weren't you guys winning the majority of the game, right? Of that game, and then we came back on you guys, right?
The other thing too is, we'll give you that one. Okay, give us the 2 Jalen Ramsey interceptions.
Exactly.
That's what happens in a pressure game.
Yes, it's a what if, but you're still saying that
the
Rams
I'm telling
were better
you,
than the Niners, right?
But the what if is this: if you guys had that ball right there, you got it. The Niners offensive line was Swiss cheese at that point. They couldn't stop the Rams defensive pass rush. We would have got the ball back one way or another. you guys weren't going to do anything with the ball anyway. We would have just took off a couple of minutes.
Yes, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you're saying, okay, so were you better than us that year since you beat us in the championship game?
Yes, I feel we were. We should have beat you in the game before that. Remember, we were up 17-0.
I don't understand what you're saying, Rudy. Then the Lions are better than you guys this year. No matter if you had Cooper Kupp.
Did the Lions win the Super Bowl?
1 year hit wonder, and you
did
had
the Lions? Did the Lions go on to win the Super Bowl?
No, but they're better than you because they passed.
But the Rams went on to win the Super Bowl. Did the Lions play Matthew Stafford, McVay, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, who won a Super Bowl a couple years back? Did they play those? This is why we think that we were better, because we have better players at key positions.
Rudy, you're saying that of a game that was what 2 years ago, right? I'm saying now.
Yeah,
I'm saying that.
So they're not good still because it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm saying that the team that beat you with the Lions, no matter if they didn't make the Super Bowl.
So the Joe Montana and Jerry Rice teams from when was the first Super Bowl they won together? 88, 89. So when they won a Super Bowl a couple years before the last one, they're not as good because it was a couple years ago when they won. That doesn't make any sense. They're still in their prime.
If they lost to a team, that team is automatically better than you. In a regular season, like you like to call us, the regular season winners, whatever you call them, champions.
Empire.
Yeah, whatever. It's that. Okay.
So you guys weren't better than the Eagles because Brock Purdy got hurt last year.
No,
the better team won.
We
then
lost by a lot of points, and we weren't better than them.
Well, then you're better than other Niners. But all I'm saying is, I would have loved to have us get past the Lions and face you guys.
Rudy, is that true that we weren't better than the Eagles that year? We lost.
I've heard it from Niner fans that, you know what I've heard? I'm sorry to interrupt. That
no, you're
I
good.
keep hearing, well, if Purdy didn't get hurt, we would have beat that game. And I'm like, okay, but we keep hearing the woulda, coulda, shoulda then. You see how, and that's what the conversation that me and Rudy had, is that a lot of 49ers is when they lose, they have that excuse. That's why we call them whiners. There's a small handful that actually accept.
Keith was saying that exact same thing. You guys, the NFL gave us our Super Bowl because we won it. You know, that's haterade.
It felt like that, Rudy. You weren't seeing the Chiefs. You had no big threat.
The Niners didn't give the.
Hold on. What big threat did we not have? Hold on. First of all, the Rams had to go through the wild card and play a hot Cardinals team. They were good that year. They didn't suck. They were good. Then
the tail end they started falling apart.
Then we had to play the reigning Super Bowl champs with Brady, and they were still really good. Okay.
Really good.
And then we had to play.
Weren't they
Niners.
missing some key players? Weren't they missing?
So were the Rams. And then we had to play you guys in the NFC Championship game, which we've never been able to beat you guys. So they had a hard struggle to get there, and they had to play the Bengals, the red-hot Bengals with the Joe Burrow. So, I mean, which was 2 years ago. That's that. But you can't take that away. Nothing was handed to them. It was just the media was talking about, oh, they're all in. And if they lose, they're going to be the laughing stock. And we're just saying the same thing, that if you guys don't win it this year, you guys are going to be the laughing stock too. You guys are going to be basically the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, look, like the Rams.
We're gonna be the Dallas Cowboys because we didn't beat a guy that's close to Tom Brady.
No, you guys are going to be the Dallas Cowboys because you guys keep saying this is our year. We're going to win. That's why you guys.
We don't say this is our year. We don't. That's the one thing you say about the 49ers.
Do they not say that?
No, wait.
Well, technically,
the team, no. I don't. I never hear fans of mine say, "Oh, this is our year."
Technically, well, I wouldn't. Maybe not this year. Let's see. I hear them say, "Wait till next year," or well, no, they do say that. They do say, look at John Chapman and all the
the
Niner content creator.
Dude, I work with
Jason Aponte
fans, and they say this is our year.
This is our year.
Those are delusional fans. Okay.
Once they get like a couple wins under their belt, they'll start saying, This is our year.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
I am a true 49ers fan, and I will say what it is. I'm not scared to say it. I got in trouble for saying it on Grant's channel that the 49ers weren't good in 2020. I got in trouble for saying a lot of things, but I'm just a true people don't call me a 49ers fan because I say what it is. I say
Well, I
what it
mean,
is.
well, there's nothing wrong with you saying what you mean. All I'm saying is all my comments are against what you were saying that
and
the
that's
NFL handed us
respectable.
our Super Bowl.
That's respectable. And what we just been saying is
Yeah.
that there's a big handful of 49ers fans is that once they lose, now they want to be humble or or
Mhm.
still make excuses, bro. That's all we were trying to say. We've never said that the team's not good or shouldn't win
Well, even
or any.
like King Keith, Fernando's making a perfect point. Like you were saying, well, you were the better team, you lost. I'm saying, well, we lost because of the reasons why I gave you. Unfortunately, the refs got mixed up, but it's still our fault because we didn't score in the red zone when we had a chance. But you were saying off the top of your head, well, Jakoski Tart dropped the ball, you would have lost. You're basically the same thing I'm saying against the Lions.
Yeah,
Except what I'm
but
telling
I
you,
said it. I said it like what you're saying. I was basing it off what you were saying. Like I was
what
like saying, "Oh, what
yeah.
happened to this?" You
But
were saying,
what
"What
I'm
if
saying is
too?" That's why I
what
said
I'm
it.
saying is in that year, if you remember, the first game you guys whipped our ass. Robert Woods got hurt, and we had to get OBJ. Von Miller was hurt more than we thought. They were getting acclimated to the team. It was a couple of days before after Robert Woods got hurt. The Niners took it to us, which they should. We weren't ready to play. We were sad for Robert Woods. We didn't come out right. The next game, we got up to a 17-point lead. The Niners came back. McVay took his foot off the gas. Instead of going for a first down, we gave the ball back to you, and then you beat us in overtime. We should have won that game. And then we beat you guys in the championship game. So in my mind, we should have won 2 of those 3 games. We did win the main one, but we should have won the game before, which everything worked out because you guys took care of the Packers for us, which we had problems with the Packers. We probably would have won this time, but who knows? You guys did our dirty work for us, and then you came and faced us in the championship game, and then we took you guys out. But in my opinion, that Rams team could have won both of those games, not just a championship game. The game before when we got out to a 17-point lead, and McVay took the foot off his gas, and we didn't go for the first down and gave you guys the ball back, and you guys beat us in overtime, but it worked out.
But like
In
you
this
said, Rudy,
game,
regular season don't really matter.
regular season does not matter. So, but what I'm saying is, I'm giving you perspective that the Rams could have won 2 of the 3 games. It wasn't just that, you were the better team. We could have won. I mean, whenever you can throw a Von Miller out there with the Leonard Floyd, and Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Cooper Kupp, Stafford. I mean, that's a hell of a team, man. I mean, McVay running the play calls. I mean, that's a hell of a team, man. So
Yeah, but you guys ended up beating us in the championship, right?
But what I'm saying is, we beat you guys, which is a tough task, and then we had to go beat Brady. We were whipping his ass, and then we kept fumbling, and he came back, and we beat him anyway. And then we had to beat Joe Burrow, and he was hot, like he said. And then they had a face mask, Jalen Ramsey call. They gave him a free touchdown. OBJ got hurt. We were down to our 3rd string tight end. We couldn't run the ball. It was basically McVay. I mean, it was basically Stafford and Cooper Kupp show, and we were able to get the Super Bowl. That's why we got Stafford to when all hell breaks loose, he's able to come through.
This is what I was in the room building a desk for my girlfriend. I had your live stream in the background because I like to hear, what you talk about. Sometimes you don't talk about good things, and then I heard you say you're better than the Lions. That Rams are better than the Lions, and then you started going on this tangent with you and Fernandy here. You were talking about how.
Let me ask you a question though. If you look at the team side by side, that Lions team has talent everywhere. They got linebackers. They had the best offensive line in the NFL. they had like two of the best running backs in the NFL. And when you looked at the Rams, who did they have?
You guys have Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp,
And that's
Puka
it. And that
Nacua.
was it. That was it compared to the media. Everybody else, rookies. The media called us
The rookies are doing an outstanding job. Why are you belittling your own team?
No. I'm not. That's why I'm trying to prove Rudy's point. And the media only had us at 3 or 4 wins the whole year. They're like, oh, that's going to be a 3 or 4 win team.
Yeah, what do you expect? It's a team full of rookies. That's what usually happens. You can't be mad at the media for saying that a team wasn't going to make it far because they're young.
Not mad at the media, but what I'm trying to say is, so the Rams went into the playoffs 10-7, and Rudy's trying to say if that game was to be played out again, we'd have beat them. Like the same concept is saying is, if the Niners played the Rams in the NFC, they should have beat us. Like that's all he's saying. Like you have that mindset. Like I know if we would have played them again, it would have been a different out.
Okay, yeah, I don't care what Rudy's saying about if we play again, we'll beat them. Okay, that's good. He can say that. Maybe you guys will. Maybe you guys, but you can't. You guys are not a better team than the Lions because they beat you. That's all I'm saying. They beat you.
Oh, that's fine.
And they're better than you. That's what they made it to the next step. And Rudy said, well, we made it to the Super Bowl and we won that year. Okay, but you guys didn't make it. You guys didn't make it past the Lions. That's all I'm saying. You guys are not better than – maybe next year you guys will be, most likely. But I'm saying that this year you guys lost to them and giving them respect, and they are better than you.
So why is it when the Rams win against better teams, they don't say we're better. They just say they got lucky.
Because regular season don't count.
And in playoffs too. That's how it's always been with the Rams. Even when we, like, again, I'm going to use the NFC Championships. When we won, Niners weren't saying the Rams were better. They're like, oh, they got lucky. Am I lying, Rudy, or not?
Yeah.
To this day, when we beat better teams, it's
you
still
guys okay, but you're talking to a real fan that really knows football. You guys were a better team. And I am telling you from a real football fan that you guys were not better than the Lions this year at all.
So for example, if the Rams would have beat the Baltimore Ravens, mind you, we still lost, I get it, but we were on the path to beating them until it was that punt return that should have been called back. It would have beat the Rams. It would have beat the Ravens. We would have been called one of the best teams in the league, or they would have just said we got lucky.
Well, go back to Rudy about that. Rudy does the last game in the regular season matter, or one of the last games? Does it matter if you beat that best team? Are you the best team? Are you better than them because you got that one up on them?
Well, see, like you're using the Lions. The Rams were a young team, and as the season progressed,
right,
they got better. They won 7 out of the 8 games. One of the only game that they lost was against the Ravens, who was the number 1 team in the NFL for a long time.
But tell them the truth, Rudy. What did you tell the Niners?
But wait. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Matter.
But wait. Well, you're taking things out of context. Let me explain what I'm telling you. The Rams were slowly building the team confidence. They were playing better. By the time the end of the season, they were better than the Lions. I don't care if they had more talent on the board. They have established players. They won 7 out of 8 games to end the season. The last game, we'll just take that out because those are backups. But they could have beat the Ravens. They showed up against the Ravens at Baltimore. During the year, the Lions were the better team, the better record. But as the season progressed, they were on an even keel. Now, what puts us over the top is Cooper Kupp. Even though he's been banged up, Stafford, Donald, guys that have been there in the Super Bowl, McVay, but unfortunately we didn't score in the red zone, and we got hosed on a couple of calls at the end that could have got us the win, and we lost by 1 point. That's my point, that towards the end of the year, we were a better team than they were. We could have got to the championship game like they did, but we could have finished it because Matthew Stafford, if you keep giving him the ball, and Brock Purdy struggles, we're going to get to the Super Bowl. But it didn't happen. And so the regular season, matters. But what we're talking about is when you're bragging about regular season wins and you can't beat that same team in the big game, it doesn't matter the regular season. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
You're taking
No,
things
yeah,
out
you're
of
right.
context.
Yeah.
So like let's say the Denver
my
Nuggets swept the Lakers and then we beat them in the conference finals. Does the regular season matter?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, you're saying what? Yeah, but he's saying if they. What did you say again, Fernando?
My gripe is this. What and I don't know how much you follow the Rams media. I follow everybody because I'm a big football fan. But what the thing is with the Rams thing is, if the Rams beat a really good team or a top team, the sports media always downplays their win. Like how you said earlier. Well, if Jacazi Tart wouldn't have dropped that ball, they wouldn't have won. It's always a downplay the Rams wins.
But they've downplayed any bad team in the league. Look at the Vikings when they beat us. Remember when the Vikings beat us?
So that's what I'm saying, though. But then, if they beat a good team, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're better. They just won that one time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you're saying, well, you're saying that the Lions beat us, that they're better.
That they're better.
Yeah, they beat us. That doesn't necessarily mean they're better. They just beat us that one time. And that's the thing,
but
though.
This is completely different, though. This is the championship game.
Okay, so
and then what do you have to be? You have to be really good to make it to the next level, right? You have to be better than that team to make it to the next level.
So
isn't that right?
Wins, do wins always just fall on who's the better team, or is it or do you believe in luck or in ref calls?
Rudy, does your record count when you're in the postseason? Yes or no?
No, you didn't answer my question though. I'm asking you.
I'm asking Rudy because I feel like I answered that question like 3 times.
What was the answer to his question then?
He said that because I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but he said that if you have more a winning record and you beat a team that you had a low record, that makes you better. That's what he's saying, right?
No.
He keeps cutting out in the beginning.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you lose to a team, that doesn't necessarily mean you're better than them. You just got you just had a win. Say we would have beat the Baltimore Ravens, right? Would that necessarily mean that we're better than them?
If you guys beat them in the last the game that you guys versed, right?
I'm just saying, in general, if we play them and we beat them, will the media say, "Oh, the Rams are better"? They would have just said no.
No, yeah, they
wouldn't. They wouldn't. They would just say they got lucky. So that's
not necessarily. You can't get lucky in football. You just win, unless if the refs are not doing their job.
I guess you got a different outlook because I do feel like luck does have a big play in anybody's game because you use the part on us, and to me it's like, well, he dropped the ball, he didn't win.
He dropped the ball.
Like you're saying.
So all I'm saying is, okay. So look at it this way, King Keith. I understand what you're saying, and everyone's making their own point. Are the Niners better than the Lions, even though the ball bounced, Purdy's interception bounced off a line defender right into Ayuk's hand?
That wasn't skill, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. That was luck.
Does that make the Lions lost by 3 points, right?
That is skill. What are you talking
are the
about?
Niners better? Are the Niners better than the Lions because the ball Purdy threw a bad pass again, and it bounced off the line defenders? I don't know what he was doing. It bounced off of his helmet right into Ayuk's hands, and what's his name? Josh Reynolds dropped 2 key passes that could have kept the drives alive and scored more points. The running back fumbled in the deep in their own territory. Are the Niners that much better than that team, or were those just fortunate plays?
We're better than that team because we won.
Because we lost to the Lions by 1 point. How many? You guys beat them by 3, but you had those. They didn't have turnovers like that against us, and we lost by 1 point. You guys beat them by 3 points, and you had those fortunate plays. You had a guy, the ball bounced into Ayuk's hands right by the goal. You had a fumble in your own territory. That's 14 points right there. Then you had two drops passes. I mean, to me, we played the Lions better than you guys did.
Yeah, but you guys lost.
Well, we lost, but I'm just giving you an example of what you're saying. You know, you guys won the game.
You
guys won the game, but you could say that the Lions were the better team because they had some unfortunate mishaps.
Yeah, because
but that don't matter. You guys got the W. That's all that matters.
It makes you a good team, right? That you don't crumble in the last seconds of the game. You have to be a good team not to choke at the end, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, what did they choke at the end?
The Lions and the Packers. Well, mostly the Packers choked. It wasn't Jared Goff's fault that they did that. The coach, also the inexperienced coach, took off 6 points off of the board, not kicking the down field goal.
Jared Goff is not going back to your team. Stop softening him up, all right? He's not coming back to the.
He might come back as a backup.
No, he won't. You guys got to get a better you guys got to draft a quarterback. I would not.
Or we might take Trey Lance off of the Cowboys' hands and then run him against Kyle Shanahan.
Please, I want to see him play and actually do. That's the only thing that I want I want that to blow up in Kyle Shanahan's faces, because I really thought Trey Lance was going to be something.
Well,
I like him, dude. I like him. I just think they gave up on him too fast because he's never really played. You know,
he never get a chance. He never got a chance.
Yeah,
nah, he didn't get a chance.
They did him dirty, man. They did him dirty, and they did
Shanahan
Jimmy
wanted to
Garoppolo
win
dirty.
now because the window's closing on the 49ers. That's why he's like, we're gonna roll with Purdy.
That's why we're gonna win tomorrow.
I don't know, man.
Or today.
We'll see, man. Well, good luck to you guys.
Hey, Rudy, I have to go build this desk. But
all right,
make
man.
sure you keep your end of this deal, okay? You better go live if we win.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Remember we made a deal. Go back and watch your video. I said if we win, you still got to make it live, and you got to say "bang bang Niner game."
I made that bet.
Go back and watch it.
Wait, King
you and Stockton said it.
King Keith, read this picture here, the stats on this, and you tell me how confident you are in this guy here.
If you guys lose, if the Niners lose, I just want to hear the excuses because there's always an excuse.
So if the Niners,
Rudy, 2 times he was in the playoffs. Yeah, people change, Rudy. What is wrong with you? Stop.
Do you fear this lady?
Yes, I do, with all my heart. I fear her
but people
so much.
don't change though. People are creatures of habit. They tend to do the same mistakes.
And the word on the street is this is your Super Bowl cake.
All right, Rudy, you're gonna make me report your channel if you keep bringing her up.
That's a Super Bowl cake.
Hey, Rudy. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man. It is kind of late.
Yeah, it is late, man. I appreciate the conversation,
guys, and all the Niner guys. And like I said, let's see what happens tomorrow, man. I mean,
yeah, it's late. It's late, but yeah, thank you for coming in. Yeah, it was good conversation, and props to you, King Keith. Good luck to you tomorrow. We'll see what happens, man. Hopefully the referees won't get in the way, man. That's one thing you have to worry about nowadays is the damn refs.
They said Taylor Swift was going to put on the pads on and get out there if they start losing.
Yeah, man, because the referees it's scary with these damn referees, man. But yeah,
Rudy,
hopefully
I gotta go, Rudy. But just keep your end of the deal, all right? Go back in the video if you don't remember. I'm just saying.
I'll come on either way. But all right, man. You guys have a good night. It is late. I appreciate you guys coming in. My neck is killing me.
All right, take care.
All right, guys.
Bang bang.
All right,
Niner
man. Take care. Good night. All right, man. Appreciate you guys. All right. So there we go. King Keith, my guy Fernando. Thank you, Fernando, for coming in. We were in here. Good conversation going back and forth. And so, damn, my neck is stiff. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good game tomorrow. Hopefully the refs won't get involved. I want a clear cut winner. You know, that's all we ever ask for is for them to call it the way it should be, and without any dumb calls and let them play, but also call the blatant calls, and late hits, whatever it is, and we'll see what happens. May the best team win tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be Mahomes. SS says, great show, Rudy. Thank you, man. It's a long show, 3 hours, almost 4 hour show. It's unfortunate that I didn't get a Niner content creator come in here to talk about his who he wants to win on his stadium, on their stadium floor. But thank you, SS. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and I hope everyone has a great morning now. As we always say, may the Romuli be with you. And Romulators, mount up. Will Mahomes go 4-0 against the Niners? Will the Niners get Mahomed? We will see. All right, guys, have a great morning. We'll see you.